Joga Bonito is back. International breaks rolled around again. Fraser, what's up? What's up, pal?
Callum, today's quite a sad day, actually.
You're smiling a lot.
No, it is a sad day. Here in memory of our good friend Luke.
Yes, he's not passed away.
He's not. No, yeah, sorry, that's bad wording, but we've got a big announcement. It's a sad one.
It's a bittersweet announcement.
Bittersweet.
It's for the greater good, I suppose. You know, for him.
I'd beg to differ.
Well,
on that.
You know, well, the unfortunate news is people that have been watching in recent weeks will notice a Luke Maguire-shaped hole in Joga Bonita recently, and
that size,
very small hole, but big in our hearts.
Exactly, a huge,
heartfelt hole in the show. Obviously, Luke, one of our founding members, beloved hosts, and great friend. So, of course,
well, exactly. Yeah,
he's unfortunately had to take the decision to move on from the podcast for the great good of his career. Of course, he's taking on a new full-time job. So
can we say, or is it?
I think we can. Yeah,
it's under wraps.
I don't think it's under wraps.
Well, yeah, we wish Luke the best of luck in his new role at Heart of Midlothian.
Hearts, yeah.
All the Hearts propaganda worked on the podcast.
Yeah, they've been listening. Yeah,
he manifested it. So that's one life lesson for our viewers: that if you manifest anything, if you put your mind to something, you'll get it. And Luke Maguire, he reaped the rewards for his heart's obsession, and we're proud.
Yeah, we're absolutely buzzing for him. Obviously, Luke being
fantastic.
People that I presume they might not know Luke quite as well as we do. You know, behind Joga Bonito, Luke is a fantastic videographer. He does arguably some of the best stuff in Scotland. I think that's safe to say.
Yeah, I would say so. Well, he does it for the Scotland national team.
He does, yeah.
BBC,
yeah. He's been doing plenty of work, but full-time opportunities came up for the Squire. For the Squire, so he'll be missed around here. But obviously, big opportunity for him, and we're buzzing for him.
Exactly, yeah. Unfortunately, we tried. You know, we pushed him, go on, do a couple more. But yeah, it's a big commitment, and I think
he's straight in at the deep end this week. He told me he was in meeting the players on Monday.
Oh really?
So I've not caught up with him on how that's gone, but that was the first week responsibility. So that's quite big time.
There you go. That is big time, but looks big time anyway. We were at that event, Kit back, where you know you're at an event, and he sees Brian Graham in the background, and he says, pause the conversation there. I'm going to go and speak to Brian.
Brian, he didn't call him Brian.
He did.
He did. No, he didn't know.
So you know, looks big time. He's big time. So
they'll be going up to Luke, and they'll be saying, "You're the boy from that podcast. I've seen your clips."
Hopefully, if Lauren Shanklin says to Luke, "How's Fraser getting on?" Oh my God. How's Callum and Fraser getting on at the podcast?
Can't believe you put me fourth in a blind ranking. You know, that kind of thing.
I know when I called him rubbish last week as well. I didn't mean that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
and you put it in the edit.
I took it out of context as well. Because you then said straight after, "Oh, I didn't mean rubbish," but
yeah,
you said it.
I can't believe that's out there. I love Lauren Shanklin. I love you. Look, if you're watching this, this eulogy to you. Please, if there's one thing I can ask...
Eulogy's not the word, but... Sorry, keep going.
If you can...
Well, keep looking at the shirt like he's there, sorry.
Can you please tell Lawrence that I love him and I don't think he's rubbish? He just had a dodgy couple of months last season. And I got ridiculed for it in a blind ranking where I put him quite high and I should have put him lower.
Just start playing a bit deeper, didn't he? That was it.
I listened to the hairs, that's what I did. And I love Lawrence Shanklin, and he's fantastic. He's world class. He's the best striker I've ever seen kick a football. So look, if you can pass that on, I should probably tell him this in private rather than this public forum, but this is just an apology to Lawrence, and I love you to Luke Maguire.
You've put the words in history now, and Luke Maguire will go down in history with Joga Bonito.
No, you go up in history.
Go up in history, if that makes sense.
He's not going down. 25
episodes or so of Luke Maguire, but he was there from day one, helped us found it in Nando's, no less. And
exactly, yeah.
we wouldn't have done it without him as well, you know, the three of us. So it was brilliant to do it. But time being then, so we've been doing a few episodes, just the two of us. We've had Mr. Aaron Fraser on recently as well, and I'm sure we'll see his spectacled filled face return to the screen to give us some Heart of Midlothian chit-chat.
Yeah.
In the space of Luke, we'll obviously miss that Hearts chat, so we'll make up for that plenty if he comes back. And we'll have some other guests today. We're joined by Jack, who'll be joining us.
Speaking of specs,
he will make up for the speckiness, I'm sure.
It's not a requirement
but
to
it
go
helps
on the podcast with specs, but if you have them, if you get slightly less than 20/20 vision, then you are welcome on the podcast. So.
And anyone's welcome on the podcast, of course.
Of course. Anyone's welcome if Jack McLaughlin's welcome on, you know what I'm
Jack
saying?
can make it, yeah. But we'll have him on soon. You would have seen in the title, we're going to be ranking Scotland strikers. International race already here. We'll catch up on that very soon. But just to give this podcast update, so we'll have them. We obviously had Dylan Easton, Lewis Stevenson on the show recently, and hopefully, won't say too much. Hopefully a few more things to come up, Fraser.
We hope, yes. Yeah. We'll get some irons in the fire, shall we say.
There's a few things. So if you're watching, you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. Trying to boost those numbers up.
Yeah, they're keeping up.
Like steady, slow and steady wins the race. But
exactly.
Hopefully a few more guests to come on in the coming weeks. But otherwise, people are going to have to put up with the two of us, Fraser, for the time being.
Yeah, unfortunately for them. But we're here. We're here to stay.
We're here to stay, right? Should we get into the main bit of this episode?
Let's do it.
Do you know what we have to do before then?
Roll the intro. No.
As our lovely intro made by Luke Maguire. So a little bit of Luke Maguire is still going to be in this podcast. Fantastically edited. Fraser, dry up those tears. Tell the people what they need to see next.
Is it the intro?
It's the intro.
Roll the intro.
You're a long way from home. This is Brazil.
James McFadden scores for Scotland. The afternoon belongs to Lewis Vaughan. Make it 3. It's 3-0. An absolute classic from Stephen Kingsley. Jubilated, Paul McHugh. It had to be him.
Right. I was going to say, well, first of all, Jack, welcome back.
Yes.
Joga Bonito, how are you doing?
I'm not bad, thanks for having me back.
Pleasure as always, yeah. Good to see you.
Well, just before we start, I was saying that to Fraser off camera, I need to ridicule this handsome man next to me here. So, no. I mean, he's the second handsome man, but obviously I mean Fraser. So when we were doing the last podcast I was on, obviously Luke's camera cut out, so I didn't actually pick this up. You'll justify this is true. I gave a hot take and I said Jimmy Tilley would be the first manager to be sacked this season. This was back in June.
Was he sacked today?
It's not yet confirmed yet.
Then
It's not confirmed yet, but you ridiculed me and said,
Yeah.
give your head a wobble. Just look at you, raging over the cup final, and then look at this, bottom of the league, no goals scored, no wins. Do I get an apology or not for having a good hot take? It might not happen, but it's not this obscene take that you once ridiculed me for.
You'll get an apology if he gets the sack.
Okay, I'll take it.
We did jump down your throat with that one. You did. We thought it was a wee bit more. It was passion-filled hatred from.
I don't hate Aberdeen at all.
Well, no, but actually, I mean, it's proven to be right so far. But I don't know. Yeah, who will be first to go? I hope he doesn't.
I hope he doesn't too.
Exactly.
Jack needs his ego massaged. That's all he's after.
Exactly.
Give
That's all
it
he's
to
after.
him. Give it to him.
That's all the reason I'm I'm just going to go home now.
I can give him a massage it for you.
His ego, yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
Right, we're here because the international break has rolled around again. I love the international break though. I feel like you see everyone all over Twitter every time being like, "Oh, the international break's back again. I'll watch." It's probably because I'm a Rafe Rovers fan. We're not really impacted by the international break. If Rafe didn't play for 2 weeks, every month for the start of the season, I would be quite annoyed. But don't really care. So I love the international break.
Yeah, it's
roll
phenomenal.
it on.
It's brilliant. It's like we get to watch the boys, Scott McTominay, John McGinn, and Co.
So we'll be at the Scotland games coming up here pretty soon. Well,
you would
the home
definitely
games.
will be. I need to book my ticket.
You need to get.
I know.
Get yourself sorted.
I know. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, hope to be there. So should be good.
I was looking forward to it last time we played Greece at home. That didn't go too well. So I would say I'm looking forward to this game, but I'm going in with a bit of trepidation after what we saw last time. But this week the Scotland squad was announced. Nothing really to report. Craig Gordon back in. 3 players drop out. Not too many shocks in there, but you're giving a bit of a frustrated look on your face.
You like it, and that's
fine. I don't like it. I'm just indifferent. I don't care. There's nothing really to.
I don't think you're surprised by it. You're not surprised, really.
I do care. I care that Josh Doig's got to be in that squad. I know he's maybe get Josh Doig in there. Kieran Tierney, there's a chance that he'll pull out within 2 minutes. Get Josh Doig in. He's flying in Serie A. Brilliant for Sassuolo. He came in last minute in the last international break when the Celtic boys pulled out. Get Josh Doig in. He should be rewarded for that. He's a brilliant young player. And I think he's a kind of a different, like, Kieran Tierney's probably, I'm not sure how Steve Clark's probably going to go 4-2-3-1 or kind of 4-3-3. So
I don't think Tierney will play.
Tierney will start on the bench and be left back. So I can understand. I still think Josh Doig deserves it, and I also strongly disagree with the backup right back option. Aaron Hickey's phenomenal, but Anthony Ralston pulled out the last one, injured, hasn't kicked the ball.
He was rotten last weekend against Hibs.
Played, didn't he, on the weekend?
Well, maybe rotten's harsh, but yeah, it wasn't
barely
great.
kicked the ball, and you've got Ross McCrory and Max Johnston, who did play in the last international break. I just think one of the two of them's got to be in. But apart from that, yeah, it's fair enough.
No Shankland?
I would probably have him in over. Well, I definitely would, because
you're not a George Hurst fan.
I am a Lawrence
You declared your love for
fan.
Lance Shankland at the start.
Exactly. So, a few things I would contend, but apart from that, the starting 11, none of those changes are going to affect the starting 11. So that's all that matters. However, if Aaron Hickey gets injured and we're back to a sort of lacking match fitness Anthony Ralston, when you've got Max Johnston, Ross McCrory. I've not been keeping tabs on Max Johnston, to be fair, so maybe he's picked up an injury at Derby, but
struggled a bit in the last international break.
Oh right, okay.
Struggled a bit in those two games.
Yeah.
Did a bit.
Yeah, he was part of a winning team in Belgium.
He was in.
He made one mistake against Denmark.
He wasn't the best against Belarus if you watched his performance, but I like him as well. Like I would have kept him in the squad over Anthony Ralston, but you know what Steve Clark's like. Steve Clark likes to keep
No, and I get that.
Tried and trusted.
Continuity in the squad. Obviously, the guys, by all accounts, I've not been in the Scotland change room, believe it or not, but they all seem to get on pretty well from all accounts purposes. You can see why Craig Gordon's been drafted in as third choice goalkeeper, for example, over someone that's been playing. Anyone that's been playing. I mean, Scott Bain's probably the only Scottish goalkeeper that's been playing decent football, but my one positive is hopefully that maybe means Aaron Hickey's got 290 minutes in his legs at least. So it seems like he's fit. So maybe that's in it as well. And he's just looked at someone that's not even going to hopefully touch the pitch. I guess nothing against Anthony Ralston. That's more pro Aaron Hickey, because I think Aaron Hickey's obviously a top quality, top tippity top.
He really is.
I think Aaron Hickey can do anything in football. So
now that I've had, and you've cleaned up for me, which is nice. But now I've had my sort of negative rant. I have to say though, there's a lot of positives looking at that squad, and there's a lot of players. John McGinn's coming in red hot form. Scott McTominay's in good form. You've got Lennon Miller scored his first goal for Udinese. Aaron Hickey scored an absolute screamer for Brentford in the League Cup, and then he's obviously started his first game in the Premier League in about 600 days or something. So it looks like everyone's just coming.
I think there's a really good 11 there as well in that group. So
Ben Doak as well got some minutes off the bench for Bournemouth, so that's really positive. And I think Steve Clark's going to lean really heavily on him.
Yeah, I think there's more positives than negatives, and players that
for sure.
Players that are getting debated right now are players that probably won't be playing any football anyway. So I do agree. I'd probably say Max Johnson from Ralston. The kind of thing I can see, maybe Steve Clark looks at it. You mentioned like McCrory, for example, who's by all accounts, I've not watched too much English Championship football, but all reports have been he's been fantastic. But at the same time,
machine.
Maybe if you chuck him in for a big game, for Scotland, it's a difficult place to be chucked into. A lot of pressure, and if he's not played for the national team too much before, then it could be a difficult situation. So I can see maybe why he's just gone for a bit more continuity, the Kenny McLean sort of it all.
Ross McCrory was there in Germany the whole time. He played in the warm-up fixtures. He was within the squad, amongst the squad for the tournament. I don't think
it's different. The pressure of these games is these are pressured games. These are huge football matches.
I'm not buying that argument with Ross McCrory. He's 27, 28 now, and he's playing in the Championship. He's played for Rangers, Aberdeen. He's played with the national team. He knows Steve Clark. It's maybe just Steve Clark's preference. Well, it obviously is his preference is Anthony Ralston. For me, Ross McCrory.
Well, that wouldn't. My point being, now wouldn't be the time if I was going to bed him in. It wouldn't be like for these two games.
But I don't think he doesn't need bedded in. He spent a month in Germany last summer. So
at the same time, I know we said he was poor at the weekend there, but Ralston is reliable enough in terms of defensively. It's just more. Yeah. I know you're saying like McCrory's doing well in the Championship, and obviously you're talking about Max Johnson and all these players. But at the same time, Aaron Hickey's his starter, so like Ralston's not the worst backup to have. You say that.
He's not.
You say that as a backup player. You don't. I think if you're your first choice, and then you'd be raising questions to that. But as a backup, he's reliable enough.
I think we're all in agreement. We would have said Max Johnson, but I can see where it comes from. But as I say, a lot more positive than negative going into this international break, and we'll be back to react to that first game. Is currently the plan. We'll come back after the Greece game ahead of it'll be Belarus again after that, won't it, on the Sunday? So we'll have a little reaction in between those two. But for now, before that, we're going to do a bit of reflection on Scotland.
Yeah.
Should we jump into the main body of this?
We can do, yeah.
Right, let's go. So what we're going to be doing, as you would have seen in the title, is we're going to be ranking the best Scotland strikers. It's not going to be of all time. It's going to be from 2000 because pretty much every player, when you look at the all-time striker list for Scotland, is sort of dominated by the 80s and the 90s, 70s even. So we've got some names we know here. A name we're not too familiar with. Jack, could you duck down for 1 second? It's Godden, number 9. Not a striker I'm too familiar with. Could you fill us in, Mr. Fraser Godden?
Well, the eagle-eyed viewers will notice that this is... Well, it's not Luke Maguire's, but this was gifted to me by a Scottish striker. Didn't play for Scotland, but Andrew Ferguson played for Ayr United in 2002 to 2005. Then went to Dundee, which is what this kit is. So Dundee fans will enjoy looking at this. This is from the 2005, 2006 season, maybe 2006, 2007. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But it looks like size. Is that?
The size doesn't matter, Fraser.
Medium. Sorry, it does not matter. But anyway, it's got my name and number.
My favourite feature of this shirt is that he decided to sign it with a biro pen. That's unbelievable. I've never seen that before.
Exactly.
People watching this that are fortunate enough to see the shirt right now, this tiny little Dundee shirt, will not be able to read the signature on there, but sign with a biro.
Sorry, Jack, can you put that on my arms too short?
Lovely teeth, I thought he always had.
Exactly, really nice teeth. Good striker, but that was gifted. He knew my family at the time, and I was gifted a nice. So he'd obviously, I was a wee guy when he played at Ayr, and then he moved to Dundee. I was devastated, and then he sorted that out for me. He got me a wee Godden 9 strip from Dundee. I remember as a kid thinking, Dundee.
Did he kick about in it? Or?
I don't think I did because it's got the biros, it's
priceless,
risky, yeah. So, I must have done. There's a couple of marks on it actually, so I will have done, but I wanted to wear my Ayr top. But it's a really nice kit actually, and God, number 9. Unfortunately, that didn't come to. At that age, I had aspirations that, I would even have played for Dundee if they.
But next Simon Murray, yeah. Not to be.
Not to be. So, anyway, great striker, fantastic, good career, but not quite as good a career as the 15 we're about to discuss.
So we're going to reveal our strikers. We're going to do it in batches of 4, and then we're going to have the top 3 to come at the very end. So that's a lot to look out for. So who wants to give their 15, 14, 13, 12? Who wants to give their 15, 14, 13, 12 first?
Well, you're both looking at me, so I'm assuming it's going to be me then.
Go on, Jack, go on.
Pressure, cause I've got 2 here, so I need to cut one on the spot. So I'm going to go with Tony Watt, Ross McCormack, Stephen Dobby, and then Oliver Burke.
Wowza.
Wow.
Yeah. I think this could be the section with the most...
disparity.
I was going to say the least parity. The most... disparity. Wow. That's why. Wow. The teamwork here.
Shall I go?
Yeah.
So at 15, I've gone Gary O'Connor.
Okay.
14, Stephen Thompson, fellow broadcaster, of course. 13, Ross McCormack, and then number 12, Stephen Dobby.
Okay, I've gone for 15, I've gone for Stephen Dobby. 14, I've gone for Derek Ryan. 13, I've gone for Jordan Rhodes. 12, I've gone for Ross McCormack. So we've all got Stephen Dobby in there?
Yeah.
He was one of my bonus picks in at the end there. Stephen Dobby, uncapped for Scotland, but possibly one of the best ever uncapped players for Scotland.
I would love to know the sort of reasoning behind him not being capped by Scotland. But yeah, I mean, I kind of want him just going, as you were saying earlier, like he's kind of going and he's done it kind of all. He's played for Crystal Palace in the Championship, played up in Scotland, and then gone back to his boyhood club and
Romped it,
yeah, that's the way to put it. So, phenomenal striker, winger, midfielder, whatever position he can do it. Scored bucket full of goals and should have been rewarded with.
I think he should have got a call up in there during his sort of championship pomp, but I guess never did it in a top flight. It's probably what would stop him from.
His son got to the Scottish Cup final though, reached there with Queen and South as well, and then reached European football with them as well. So like he did do a lot in terms of the big stage moments as well. It's just obviously not credited enough with a national team appearance.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So where have you got him?
I've got my number 13.
Number 13.
He's mine sort of like sneaked in at 15 because I do think over the course of a career, the fact he didn't play top flight football obviously played a really important role. Promotions from the Championship. Maybe just didn't have that cut to quite step it up, but like in terms of just being a club legend, a Scottish football legend, the things he could do, season 43 goals he scored in the 18-19 season, he was genuinely just watching him that season, he was unstoppable. Anything he could do, and it looked like it felt like he was like the best player outside the old firm that season, and he was playing in the Championship, and such a club legend at Queen of the South. I don't think club legends get any bigger than Stephen Dobbie.
Yeah, I mean, now you're talking about this, so I mean, I've got him at 12, so
You've gone a bit higher than me,
I've gone a bit high. But now with your arguments, I think I would probably change it. Put him a wee bit lower down to sort of below a few of the other players, but I think he deserves to be in the top 15. And
He's someone that I haven't got a bad word to say, a single bad word to say about Stephen Dobbie. It's just the other guys did it a bit of just the
Do you have a bad word to say about them?
Premiership level. I think I will do, yeah. I will have a few bad words to say as we go on. But no, Stephen Dobbie is just like what he did with the clubs he was. But promotions with Swansea, Palace, Blackpool, I mean, that's incredible at Championship level. Yeah. But yeah, shame he just never made that step up, really. I think it was at Crystal Palace in the Premier League for a little bit, but just never really got the chance to show off what he could do there. But who have you guys got in 15th place then?
I had Tony Watt.
Tony Watt, that's a rogue
Fraser
shout.
had who I originally was going to put at number 15.
Did you have an honourable mention then, pretty much? Or?
So basically, I was thinking about putting Gary O'Connor in, but...
Was he not cracked the 15?
But he's not. I put Tony Watt 15 just because I don't know as much about Gary O'Connor. I know obviously his career could have been a lot more. I know he was big, powerful, but I just know like off the field issues sort of derailed it. So just that's the only reason why I just thought... I mean, I'll be honest, I saw Tony Watt just scored when we were recording this, so I just thought of him. And then obviously, you know, I'm going to mention it, like the most famous goal he's probably scored in his life. Barcelona.
Bulgaria. Oh.
Behave yourself. But obviously,
Sophia,
you know, that ended
about
up
it.
almost like, I don't want to say ruined his career, but then just overhyped him so much, you know, didn't really manage to kick on either from it. But he's a great striker, you know, anywhere he goes, he always just, you know, gets the goals. That's a handful at the same time. But, you know, Gary O'Connor could have easily been 15 as well for me.
People talk about Tony Watt's goal against Barcelona. It's like, would you take... Obviously, none of us are professional footballers. We obviously could have made it if we hadn't got injured, but none of us are. So if someone said to you right now, you could have a pretty average, like a good career, pretty solid, but you never have, you know, a career-defining moment, but you have a pretty... like a 7 out of 10 career.
I'll be honest, we go through this whole thing. I'll say Tony Watt's goal will probably be the second best goal we talk about on this entire thing.
Yeah. So, or do you want that moment where you're 18 years old, you come on for your boyhood club, you score?
Hey, well,
I was going to say that.
Edry's his boyhood club, isn't it? I don't know who he supports, but came through at Edry, didn't he?
I mean, if you're asking me, that obviously I'd choose that in a heartbeat. 18-year-old scoring in front of 60,000 fans to go 2-0 against Barcelona. It's just
incredible,
unbelievable.
Like,
I think you just take that, and because you've still got a good career at the end of the day. I mean, you've gone to clubs. I think if you get that chance, you could be an average 7 out of 10 for, you know, consistent, fair enough, and let everyone know you, fair enough. Get more Scotland appearances, yeah, that'd be great. But I think just if you're your boyhood club, obviously,
to be
we're
fair,
disputing that. But
doing him a bit of a disservice there, saying though that was kind of.
But that's what he's famous for.
It wasn't.
He's had a good career.
He had flashes as well in his career where he's just had spells where he's looked like he could. He's clearly got the ability, but he's not quite kicked on with it. How is he? Obviously, a resident Celtic fan here.
Yeah.
How is Tony Watt sort of remembered by? I mean, you obviously played against him a couple of weeks ago. That's kind of why I was asking. How do you think he's perceived by Celtic fans to this day?
I think obviously I think people look at then the chance he could have had, you know, just kick on from that. I know it's hard to obviously go into a Celtic team like that, but it's a massive chance, you know, properly kick on and become like a regular in a Celtic team. But then obviously it almost felt like he just got a bit too big for his boots at a young age almost, and then thought he was better than he was, and his career derailed a bit, took time out. And then whenever he played against us, he always just seemed like, you know, a big handful player. Like I remember when we played for Hearts, like probably should have scored a goal against us to beat us in that game. I think we won it in the end. But like whenever he plays, so I think if you hear the name Tony Watt as a Celtic fan, just the first thing you think of is just you know gratitude for that goal.
He's
he's just well liked just because of that historic moment. But it's just part of you thinking, he could have done more, probably. And Celtic colours.
Tony Watt, someone that's carved out a career, I'd say, with other fan bases where he's maybe not the most popular man.
Oh, no, I know that.
There's anyone that gets probably abuse off any fan base he plays up against, maybe other than Celtic, it's going to be Tony Watt. But he's a good wind-up merchant at the end of the day. I think, just so much, almost just wasted opportunities for him at his career. When he's had spells, he obviously went to Motherwell, really kicked on. Again, just got, itchy feet, moved on, derailed a little bit, That just seems
Never
to be
good for a footballer.
I know Motherwell fans don't tend to like him, I don't think. Whereas that move to Dundee United, I'm sure he's not coming out.
Well, he went back to Motherwell.
Yeah, he went back and then does that.
There's only one way to find out.
Yeah, bring him on.
Give Gogs hearing what's the Tony Watt verdict. Just didn't do enough. He didn't crack my list. Fraser, you had Gary O'Connor, number 15, who we just briefly touched on there. He's to come up on my list, so we could save the chat till then, or
Top 11.
Maybe. I don't want to reveal too much.
Interesting. No, he's sneaking in there at 15 for me because he played multiple games for Scotland. Played, I think, 16 appearances, 4 Scotland goals, and he was him and Derek Riordan's not quite made my list.
Has he not cracked it? Okay.
Not quite, because he's not scored the winner in the Russian Cup final.
That is a very good achievement in a career, though, to be fair.
Sorry, I know because I've gone early, I've stolen your fact.
You sounded a bit piss takey by saying that. That is a really good achievement.
No, exactly. So that's why he's just snuck in ahead of Derek Riordan. But the two of them, oh my goodness, seeing that Hibs team in was it 2005, 2006, that era where Stephen Fletcher was kicking about, whether it was the same team or just a few years after. Quality stuff. And then obviously Riordan went to Celtic, Gary O'Connor went to Russia, of all places, reported 16k a week, not too bad. So very, very good. I think just on pure ability, Gary O'Connor could have been higher on the list, but similar to Tony Watt, maybe didn't take football as seriously as he could have on the pitch. 16k a week's not too bad. You could easily be distracted by that, I guess. And he just never quite kicked on to what maybe potentially he could have done. I
think we'll move on to a bit of Gary O'Connor chat. I like how it links into Riordan. He's my 14, so we'll move on to my 14.
Yeah, fire in.
Riordan, was he on your list?
He wasn't on my list, no. I think I didn't want to put too many Celtic players on it and get look from both of you, so he didn't make that list. No,
listen,
the reverse bias. Reverse bias. I just filled it with Rangers players.
No.
Gutting, man.
Morelos isn't Scottish, Jack.
I know.
Why have you got him number 1?
Behave.
Nicky Clark, 7. I've gone for Derek Riordan. Derek Riordan, 104 goals for Hibs. Not bad.
How many?
104.
Have he?
Yeah.
I'm telling myself putting Tony Watt now.
Yep. If my facts are right, my piece of paper
that is phenomenal.
League winner at Celtic, obviously didn't quite work out how he wanted, but it's another one where it's pure talent, pure ability, Derek Riordan, that I think he had to be at least in my top 15. I did kind of draft this up in my head and I had him a little bit higher, and then I looked at the facts. Obviously only 3 caps for Scotland. The Celtic move was a bit of it was a complete bust, really, but what he did achieve at Hibs, at a high level in a short time, and a really exciting team, I think he's a comfortable pick in there for me. He was absolutely electric for Hibs, but I can see why you guys maybe did decide to cut him out.
There's a lot of players in that average, 14, 15, that could have easily gone into this, and it's just more you pick and choose.
Yeah, there's nothing average about anyone on these lists, Jack. Right? But Derek Riordan, I do think just what he did achieve with just as a pure ability as well. Again, maybe, as I'll probably say, Gary O'Connor, when I come on to it, you can almost romanticise a little bit in your head when you look back, when you reflect on these things, but for that ability, for what he did do at Hibs, I'm going to squeeze him in there.
Yeah, fair enough.
Right, who was your 14?
My 14th is Stephen Thompson.
Okay, Stephen Thompson. Stephen Thompson, Stephen Thompson.
Is he on your list?
He's on my list.
It's on my list too.
Interesting list you've got there. I've maybe done him a bit of a disservice. He wasn't on my list until you flagged him.
Is Stephen Thompson on?
He's on my list for
a
wee
come
bit.
up?
A wee bit, yeah.
Do you want to say the Stephen Thompson chat then? Who's your 14?
Ross McCormack.
Ross McCormack.
He's my 13. So
Ross McCormack. Okay, we've all got him in there. I've got him as my 12.
Right, let's
So
go for
a little bit higher for me. But what puts him in a couple places lower than some of you guys on there?
I don't know. I think you just almost hear the name. You don't really think it's a big name for Scotland in terms of but he was a clinical goal scorer. And you saw that clip with Tom Kearney recently, didn't you? Coming out talking about film teammates, and he said like that of all the strikers we had, you had every type of finish in the bag. You know, finesse, power, dinking it, anything at all.
Yeah.
He had it. He said, you know, championship did well in there as well. So, you know, again, it's one of those players you probably, you know, look at the goals he scores. You could think he's a quality striker, but for me, I just thought there's a lot of better names. Well, that's not a disservice to him, but there's a lot of probably names I'd probably be picking my starting 11 over him.
So you got Ollie Burke above him?
Yeah. Now I'm debating that a wee bit. And Stephen Dobby, so I'm thinking maybe.
Yeah.
So.
His time at Celtic.
Yeah.
How many goals was it?
I don't know,
2?
a couple. No, but I'll tell you what, I mean,
I'm joking.
the assist at Tynecastle was, that's one of the best counter-attacking goals I've seen in my life, honestly.
I wish I could remember.
I've literally got my notice about him, and like hat-trick recently, and then I was like, apart from that, I've not really got much else.
Yeah, he's getting in for that one hat. He's lucky this wasn't recorded last week. He'd have no shot.
I know.
Ross McCormack then, I've got him a little bit higher. Ross McCormack, not a name in Scotland that I think spoke about as much. He's the kind of guy you think in your head's like an English-born player with a Scottish granny. He is Scottish. He's Scottish, but
came through at Rangers.
He did, exactly. So had a few games at Rangers, but not too much. But obviously did play his trade down south. And I think English Championship fans, I have heard him regarded as possibly the best Championship player of all time. I've heard that sort of coin before. He's the 4th highest goal scorer all time in the English Championship.
No, I mean he was an absolutely phenomenal striker in the Championship, but again, it's like what I think sets him or sets other players apart from him is that other players have done it at a higher level and for Scotland on a more consistent basis. So, very good striker. Played with some massive clubs, by the way.
Leeds captain.
Was he the Leeds captain?
Leeds captain. Moved to Fulham for £12 million in the Championship.
I mean, yeah, I think he probably had more in the tank. And as you're saying, like from what Tom Kearney's saying, quality-wise, probably had Premier League quality, but did he have the Premier League mindset?
I think too, and then you see like again, I go back to the name too. Like when I saw that clip that was on Clyde, and then you saw the reaction too from other pundits going, "I just never really thought of you as as like quality striker." When in reality he was one, but it's just again, just because he's not as a big name, it's just more he doesn't really get the credit he deserves.
Well, I mean, I think he was a huge name and sort of out with the Premier League. And that led to the big money moves like Stephen Fletcher kind of levels of price tag. So very, very good striker, but just didn't quite make it.
I mean, good career at Fulham as well, and then I think it was the £12 million move to Villa actually, where he just maybe didn't kick on quite enough. But as I've got him a couple spots higher than you guys, I don't really regret that. I do think he needs to probably go above Stephen Dobby. Yeah. For what they both did in the Championship, I feel like maybe putting Dobby above him, it's a bit more maybe the romantic thing to do. Put Stephen Dobby.
I know. I think and having
I can see the romantic side of it, but I think realistically,
I don't know. Yeah, in hindsight,
if you've split them by one, then you're splitting hairs at that point. But I've gone obviously.
I think Stephen Thompson and Ross McCormack probably should go above Stephen Dobby.
I think Stephen Dobby should definitely go down,
Stephen
and
Thompson.
Ollie Burke too. That's a really poor show.
But that's
you guys stick to what you've put down,
live
guys.
television.
I know.
Reconsidering, no, but Stephen Dobby, he's the romantic choice up in there. So, is that all our 14s?
That's all mine.
That's all mine, I think.
Who was your 14, Jack?
14 was Ross
McCormack,
McCormack.
yeah.
I'm saying I shouldn't have put him that low down.
13, I have gone for Jordan Rhodes.
Really? I've got him a bit,
Just never did it
higher
for
up.
me.
You've got him higher up and he's not on your list?
He's not on your list? No, I've got him higher up.
Just never did it for me.
220 career goals for Jordan Rhodes.
I know, but for who? Aldershot Rovers.
Huddersfield,
36 goals. 36 goals.
Club
yes, Blackburn.
Huddersfield Athletics Club.
I'm joking. I apologise to all the Huddersfield fans. Listen, he had a fantastic year, but he just, I don't know, there was all this talk about Jordan Rhodes' greatest thing since sliced bread, and then he played for Scotland and he was dug meat.
Yeah, 3 goals in 14 for Scotland. This really is a category of guys that made max 0 to 15 Scotland caps basically and didn't do anything too impressive with it. His club career in England was impressive, I suppose. £8 million move to Blackburn was actually record transfer.
Yep.
Outside of the English Premier League.
Was it?
Yeah, at the time. Obviously highly thought of. Later in his career, he won the league with Norwich. He was an important player for them. I mean, he's not pulling up any trees on my list. He's 13th, Jack. I will wait and see where he comes in news. We maybe pick him up a little bit again, but just again, you're sort of looking at players that were very good in the Championship. I thought Ross McCormack was slightly better than him in the Championship, so I've got him 12, Jordan Rhodes 13, and then below that, obviously, Ryden, Dobby, 2 players who didn't really play in. Well, Dobby obviously played Championship, but maybe didn't kick on as much as the other 2. Ryden's my fun one. So, who's your 13?
My 13. Well, I've kind of Ross McCormack.
Ross McCormack. You were 13.
He was Stephen Dobby.
Stephen Dobby. So 12s. Then I was Ross McCormack.
Stephen Dobby.
Ollie Burke.
Ollie Burke. So we've covered that.
Listen, I'll back you up here, Jack.
For once.
Ollie Burke was the next. He was the Scottish Gareth Bale at one time. So if we're going
Quick and strong.
quick, strong, so much potential. £15 million move to the Bundesliga. Scored for, was it Leipzig he went to at first? I think it was Leipzig.
Yeah, it was Leipzig.
Sheet for and I mean, I was getting so excited in that era. Scotland didn't have that quality, and when you're talking about a player that's likened to Gareth Bale, all we needed, like we just wanted and needed Gareth Bale. So he was, he could have been it, but just he didn't turn out to be. But he's shown signs of promise now, and it's sustained promise as well. Now he's
seen a couple of people shouting for like going into the national squad, but I mean,
and his
maybe a
hat-trick
stretch, but yeah.
His hat trick was phenomenal. Like, this is not just.
I'll give this to you as well. Like, this has been the Championship striker category basically right now, and Ollie Burke was seen as too good for the Championship. I think.
Yeah.
Not
Exactly.
quite, so yeah, I'm not going to knock it. It's just
Yeah.
maybe come the end of his career. I don't think for me he's just not achieved enough up to his age. He's flattered to deceive a little bit in a way, but yeah, probably better than a lot of players in this category. Wait and see what he does.
At the end of this or last season, I think there was a sort of tug of war between the German clubs. It was was it Bremen he was at last year? They were wanting. He had a real good end to the season where he scored a few goals, and then they wanted, I think, to sign him on, and he went to Union Berlin. Is that pronounced correctly?
I believe so. I don't know why you're asking me. I don't know.
Because you always say it like Union.
Oh, Union.
There you go.
Union Berlin.
Union. So he's done very well since going there, and we watched his hat trick was genuinely. I think, okay, he's not Gareth Bale, but Scotland are lacking a striker that has pace like that.
This wasn't an Andy Todd hat trick. This was a real hat trick.
Well, genuinely, like, just uses pace to burn him, absolutely blitz past the defenders, and the finishes were strong, good finishes. So, with that gave me enough sort of promise. If Steve Clark had picked him for this squad, I would have been quite happy. To have him at 12 on the list is interesting. But I'm not going to bash him for it.
You know, hygiene's a wonderful thing. Like, I came in here thinking, I'm quite happy with numbers, and I'm just already on 12. I'm like, jeez, I'm going to get more ridicule as I go along. But I'll just persevere.
Yeah, we'll save the rest of the right.
It is tough putting current players in here, especially younger ones. So maybe in due course he might find a way onto my list if his career goes well.
Exactly.
Right, the next 4. Shall we reveal them?
Let's do it.
Right, my number 11 is Stephen Thompson. My number 10 is Gary O'Connor. My number 9 is Lyndon Dykes, and my number 8 is Lawrence Shankland.
Wow.
Shall I go?
Go for it.
So number 11, I've got Lee Griffiths. This is wild. In hindsight, this is wild. 11, I've got Lee Griffiths. 10, Lawrence Shankland.
You said he was the best striker at the start of the show.
9, Lyndon Dykes, and 8, Che Adams.
Okay, you've gone for a very current day sort of list there, haven't you? So I'll let that end.
There's more to come.
I've got 11 Che Adams, 10 Stephen Thompson, 9 Jordan Rhodes, and 8 Lyndon Dykes.
Right, let's start off with the horribleness of that. Che Adams, number 11.
I stand by that.
Is yours higher?
He's higher than that, yeah.
May surprise people, but
Mine's Stephen Thompson.
I think you look at Stephen Thompson's overall long career in terms of the big moments and all that. I think Che Adams is just I think he does his job, and he's you'll get goals, but I just don't think there's anything enough to say he's one of the best strikers in Scotland since 2000. Honestly,
You were saying you love Stephen Thompson's work at Ibrox.
You said that.
I'm just trying to move on. No, but honestly, I know he's got big moments in a Scotland shirt, but honestly, I think if you're looking at the last 5 years for if you say Scotland had a really genuine quality striker in the last 5 years, I don't think you'd be looking at Che Adams saying, especially in 10 years' time. I don't think you look back, and I know it might not be popular, but just personal opinion, I don't think he's anything anywhere near
You're
level.
wrong. You're wrong.
To be on this list, there's not many players with 40 Scotland caps, and he's not got that by mistake or anything like that. You know, he scored big goals as well. That goal against Denmark's, like in terms of moments on this list, is huge. Stephen Thompson, I've got him in this tier as well. You know, as well. He's sort of he's kind of my wild card, scraped it in. But like to say above Che Adams, who's obviously gone off to Serie A and done it, you don't do that by mistake either as well. You know, double figures he got to last season for Torino too. So 4 seasons in the Premier League, 40 goals for Southampton, you know, over his spell. Not the most prolific striker, but he's got so much more to his game than striking. Was he in this tier for you, Fraser, or is he still to come?
He's 8th.
8th, okay, 8th for you. Yeah, I've got him just a tiny bit higher, but no, big Che Adams fan. Stephen Thompson, then he's my 11 on here as well. Stephen Thompson, just him and Gary O'Connor. I think there's a little split after that in terms of different types of players, but Stephen Thompson had a very good career as well, and I think he's almost got that Stephen Dobby sort of boost of having just an incredible connection to a club and an incredible moment going to St Mirren, captaining them, winning the League Cup obviously meant so much to him, the football club, type of memory people speak about to this day. But it's not just that. Obviously, got picked up a couple of league titles at Rangers as well. Wasn't, you know, a Rangers superstar by any count measures, but he also went down south to Burnley, won promotion with them to the Premier League, had some time playing in the Premier League one season, didn't again set the header alight, but you know he was there. You can say he's been there, but that St Mirren moment's kind of just what lifts him up. A few other names for me on this list, and that I think he's. I'm happy to have him in 11th. Yeah.
Shall I discuss mine? So I've got Lee Griffiths at 11, and
Jack's shaking his head. That he is to come for me still too.
Still to come for me.
I think in terms of raw ability, like Lee Griffiths, he could have been.
Right, you're not doing a pro Lee Griffiths debate here. Why is Lee Griffiths this low on your list?
He just as we thought, okay, he had 2 or 3 of the greatest seasons in Scottish sort of Premiership history in recent times with Celtic, and that moment or those moments at Hampden against England were, I think every Scotland fan will take that to the grave with them. It just wasn't. It was too few and far between, and his career sort of was curtailed by, I'm not quite sure, sort of some off-field stuff. Again, it's similar to other players on that list, like Gary O'Connor, Ross McCormack, all the ability, and did he have the drive and the focus to take himself on a bit? Not quite so.
So if Lee Griffiths didn't have WhatsApp on his phone, where would it be?
No, but seriously, like top 5 easily. Lee Griffiths, and also in his defence, it's absolutely criminal what Gordon Strachan in his time that it took him as long as he did.
He should have had more Scotland caps than he did.
He should have had far more. And when he did play then in that Slovenia game, you could see the desire finally.
Talking about that, any Chris Martins on this list? Or no, is that just
just you wait. For that moment alone, he should be. But in the Slovenia game, he was obviously, he got the unfortunate injury, and I think that put him out for a wee while as well. So he didn't have the best of luck, and he showed his ability and what could have been.
We'll have some pro Lee Griffiths chat to come, yeah.
But yeah, he's just a little bit further down. The 11th best striker for Scotland in the last 25 years.
That's not a bad place to be.
He's not going to celebrate that tonight in Australia, I'm sure, but you know, it's not awful.
We'll come on to him as well. So some pro stuff. So who's your 11?
11 with Che Adams.
Che Adams, which we'll come on to Che Adams in a minute. Yeah. 10.
Me,
Jack, we'll go
Stephen
for you.
Thompson. Again, I was literally, I had all my notes here, and you've just said them all in your aspect. But obviously, Burnley promotion there, League Cup, obviously massive moment. I think again, I do know it's like obviously going to be biased for whatever club you support, but I think St Mirren fans would just say, I was talking to a St Mirren fan recently, said if like this player won the cup for me, I'd love them for no matter what, even if they moved on, whatever what, you just hold that sort of high regard to them, no matter if they win you a rare cup, especially in Scotland, winning a cup, you know, outside of Celtic or Rangers, then, you know, you're obviously going to be basically, you know, folklore in terms of just so popularity. So I do know, again, I know Che Adams, people will probably raise their eyebrow at being at 11, but I just think in terms of like big moment too, I just think Che Adams, you know, maybe seeing maybe a couple of years time, I could totally be looking back when that was a ludicrous shout, but just right now for me, I still think I'm not actually squirm and embarrassment. Whereas I think, like earlier on, Ross McCormick should have gone above Stephen Dobbie. Here, I'll stand by that and still think Stephen Thompson, again, doesn't deserve to go higher up the list. I think number 10 is fine for him.
Yeah, I mean, Stephen Thompson at my 11 sort of draw finished off the list of like championship strikers. Well, there's still one to come, but he's a Scotland national team legend. But sort of finished off that list of championship players. But I think when you look back at a career and you remember what it is, I think that St Mirren moment is generally a moment that elevates a career and sort of puts it on another level. That's why it was there for me. My number 10 then was Gary O'Connor. So it didn't crack your list, but you've mentioned why. For me, this is almost like a what could have been one as well. And I guess that is a bad thing for a career in a way, of course, as well. But obviously got massively derailed by injuries, off the pitch moments as well. But like in terms of pure talent as well, what a fantastic player he was. Fraser, he did make your list.
Yeah, Gary O'Connor.
Yeah,
he was 15 on my list. So.
He made it on, but
he made it.
I put him on a bit higher. Obviously, 46 goals for Hibs. Was such a talent. Made the move to Moscow, which was, maybe you'd say with hindsight, maybe a bit lifestyle choice and everything like that wouldn't have been the best thing. When I think he was probably definitely capable of playing down in the English Premier League. Rocked up at Birmingham in the end. Didn't quite kick on as much injuries, off the field issues, but just in terms of pure talent and capabilities, 16 caps for Scotland. Again, what he could do with football should have been a lot more than that. 4 goals should have been more again. But I can see why you've got him a bit lower on your list as well. I think I've given a little boost there. But that, I think there's then to me, in my personal list, there's then like a little cut above to the players to come after this. So number 10.
Number 10, Lawrence Shankland.
Shankland.
Yeah.
And have you said Shankland yet? Or?
No, he's still in my list. Still to come in my list.
Shankland's my 8. So surprisingly, you've put Shankland the lowest, and I can see reasons. You for Shankland being a bit lower than some of the guys to come up.
Yeah, I love Lawrence Shankland. I've
do.
declared it before. He is phenomenal. 50 goals for the Ayr United.
The Ayr United.
The Ayr United.
Yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal. Genuinely, I think the best player. No, I know the best player I've ever seen on an Ayr United strip, and could be for a long, long time. Until Scott Brown takes us up to the Europa League place.
Okay, yeah, just keep talking.
But phenomenal player. Just he's not done enough in a Scotland shirt to take him up. He's had difficult moves. He moved to Belgium, didn't quite come off. He's done very well at Hearts, but he's just hasn't. Could he have made the step up to 2 Rangers? Could he have gone to a big championship club? Well, we don't know. So good enough for top 10 for me. He's scored that goal in Tbilisi as well. And I do think that he should have been in the most recent squad. Phenomenal player. But yeah, 10th place I think for him is
I can see I've got a mate, obviously as of this week, record scorer in the SPFL, which is pretty crazy stat as well. Good for him. Taking over the legendary Roy McAllister. Obviously, the dates of the SPFL makes it a bit unfair on guys that played before. But, end of the day, a fact's a fact. I love that he stayed at Hearts. That's kind of almost given him a bonus point to me. Maybe bumped him up a little because I'd much rather see him stay at Hearts than go to a championship club and maybe end up being like Kevin Nisbet Mill. Do you know what I mean? He's at Hearts. He's a legend. He's going to be at every Hearts function and event for the rest of his life now. Scored so many goals. Obviously, though, I can see why he's got a bit lower. That trophy cabinet's a little bit quiet. League title, obviously,
League One trophy still looking good.
Obviously, courtesy of a goalpost at Starks Park. Without that, Lawrence Shankland would be much lower on my list. But
if my man had wheels, should have been a bike.
Louis Vaughan
and all that.
Louis Vaughan hit the ball on the wrong side of the post, and Lawrence Shankland makes the top 10 strikers. But yeah, that the goal scoring numbers are incredible. We'll touch on them soon because Jack's got them to come up as well. So as do I do at 8th. Jack, who was your 10?
Stephen Thompson.
Stephen Thompson. Number 9 then?
Jordan Rhodes.
Jordan Rhodes, that's quite high up for Jordan Rhodes.
Quite high up for him.
What bumps him up?
I just think he's just a very underrated player in terms of, you look at the time, I know again you're going to the English Championship, then you're looking at him, but you got, I think it was 77 goals something for Huddersfield, 83 for Blackburn. He scored.
Huddersfield, YMCA, yeah.
I know. Scored,
Wheelston Rovers or whoever, Wheelston Raiders, whoever he played for.
I do get it, as the lower leagues in England, but at the same time, he was a clinical goal scorer. He scored 4 goals in games, scored 5 goals in some games. I know his Scotland career could have been a bit more, again, successful, but I just think with the goals scored too, you're looking at, strikers here. And I know there's still like some players in Scotland that didn't get as many goals they could, but I just think Jordan Rhodes is clinical. I think it would just be the key word.
Yeah, I can say 220 career goals is
Hard to
disagree. Again, I don't think he'd be any higher up the list. I think
Scotland's
99's been generous a wee bit.
You get a bit of a knock because we're saying Scotland strikers. He doesn't really feel like a Scottish or a Scotland striker, but you can't argue the career. So
exactly.
I'm fine with him being a bit higher up there. Obviously, I had him at 13, but a bit higher up. Can't knock that too much. So number 9 for me, I had big Lyndon Dykes.
So did I.
Yeah, 9 as well.
Yeah.
Lyndon Dykes came off for you yet?
Number 8 he was.
Number 8. Okay, so
Still
we're
come
all
from me,
about
yeah.
the same on Lyndon Dykes. Obviously, the international stuff here does elevate him 10 times.
Yeah.
But he deserves it. I'm not going to complain about it one bit. When you do look back at Scotland memories, I think, obviously we're still living them now, but when we do eventually look back at this era under Steve Clarke, Lyndon Dykes is probably going to be up there with the first names of Scott McTominay, John McGinn, that you do remember.
I know.
Yeah, Celtic Slayer as well. So
I think he was a very infuriating player too. Like I look at those type of strikers and I just feel like, I know the generic phrase like a big lump of wood, but I think he's so useful though in terms of being that player just to hold up the ball and just get ahead and things and just I'll think like the key moments as you say like in history that you think of. He was the one, wasn't he, laid it off to McLean in Norway, wasn't he? He was the one laid off. So just like, these moments, just I think I don't think he, again in terms of a quality striker being higher up, but I think 8 again for me. I know he's 9 for you guys. That ballpark and just brilliant moments. When we look back, what a striker say he's been for Scotland.
if you want to see what Lyndon Dykes has brought to Scotland, look at the Scotland-England match at Wembley in the Euros and what he did in that game where he just...
Scotland-Spain?
Scotland-Spain, yeah. But that Scotland-England match, 0-0, just... He was absolutely sharpened his elbows before the game. They went long. He went up, and I can't remember who it was, but he went up and he flew into a sort of 50-50 that he made a 90-10. Just brilliant. He's put his body in the line for Scotland. Brilliant. But yeah, as you say, when you look at the ability, Lee Griffiths had the football ability.
Look at all the names below him on all our lists pretty
up.
much, and Jordan Rhodes. You'd say the ability of all those guys, apart from Jordan Rhodes, as I say, a lot of them probably do a lot more with the football their feet than Lyndon Dykes. But and in a similar vein, what Lyndon Dykes did in his career to work his way up, he didn't jump into the Queen of the South team as a young player and set the heather alight. He worked hard to get to where he was. He worked so hard, and that's how he plays on the pitch as well. And obviously, he's not got the biggest trophy cabinet either, because we do need to sort of start factoring these things in when we look at players around this level. But he was part of a pretty decent Birmingham City side last season, I suppose, wasn't he? So, League One title in the bank.
Yeah, and an absolute Puskas-worthy goal in the FA Cup that we've discussed before.
What a hit. But yeah, moments.
Brilliant.
Norway, Israel, Austria. Just performance against Spain. It was another just barren round performance, wasn't it? Scott McTominay took all the headlines in that one, but Dykes he gets in there, does his job,
Was that Austria goal? Was that his penalty?
Yeah, 1-0, wasn't it?
That was a dodgy penalty. That was a Lyndon Dykes penalty, but it went in.
It went in, and that's how the history books go down. And as I say,
he just absolutely wrapped his laces through that and hoped to God that it was going to hit the net. Which it did, but...
I was saying before we start recording this, you look at Rhodes, 14 caps, Thompson, 16 caps, Gary O'Connor, 16 caps, Ross McCormack, I think, was 13 caps. Lyndon Dykes, he's got himself 40 caps for Scotland. That's not... And he started late as well. He didn't do it from a young age. That's really impressive. And more to come as well. And so many memorable moments in a Scotland shirt. So, that's all our number 9s. Yeah. Our number 9s, in the number 9s list. Number 8 for me, I've gone for Lawrence Shankland.
Nice.
Who have you guys got 8?
Lyndon Dykes.
Lyndon Dykes also.
And Shea Adams.
Shea Adams. Okay, so I do like this. We do seem to have a little tier sort of building up here. We had the Championship tier. We've got the current day Scotland striker tier. Lawrence Shankland, for me, I've put him one above Dykes. And that's probably a pure, footballing ability thing and a goal scoring thing. Because I was thinking about, the three of them, Adams in there as well, and I was tossing and turning for a while about that. But then you do 163 SPFL goals. I don't think Lyndon Dykes scored that many goals in training, so that's ridiculous. And just in terms of a club player doing that is incredible. Just if you had even just a Scottish Cup in there of Hearts or something like that, which could still come, but that really elevated to another level. But you can't look away from the numbers that he's achieved there, and been such a good player for all 3 divisions now, I suppose. Yeah,
Agree. Still to come for me.
yeah.
No, I mean, I love that you've got him there.
I think we're all about the same there. So you're 8.
My 8 is Shea Adams. Phenomenal player. I think he's criminally underrated by the Scotland fans. He gets a slagging, and Steve Clark, why is he playing Shea Adams? Why is he not playing X, Y, and Z? And I just don't get it. Anytime Shea Adams plays badly for Scotland.
You say you don't get. I think you probably do get. I get why.
No,
Because I'm a huge Shea Adams fan. So I understand why. Like, if you don't watch him close enough, you might miss what he does.
Yeah.
He does so
well,
much.
exactly.
That's why.
But
If you go to a game, people probably go to a Scotland game after 6 pints and don't notice the little nuances of Shea Adams' game, and they're just complaining because he's not had 4 shots on target, or whatever. But Shea Adams, please tell the people why they need to wake up and see what he does.
Well, just watch the Denmark game at Hampden for why Shea Adams is one of Scotland's best.
That's
strikers.
one of the best strike performances I've seen from any Scotland player. If not the best.
The
It's
goal at the
phenomenal.
end just rounded off what was a complete performance. He was physical, he's pacey, he's mobile, he's got technique, he's up for it, he's got work rate and everything. He took a ball down about 3 or 4 times in that game where the ball got lumped up, and he was battling Shar and the other Danish defenders, and he was taking the ball down, he was shrugging boys off, holding it off John McGinn style. He was linking the play just beautifully. Technically he can do it, physically he can do it, and then that goal at the end with Ali McCoy's commentary is just the curl on it, beautiful finish. So I think he's phenomenal. I think he's a really good striker. He's done it in the Premier League with Southampton, he's done it in the Championship, he's done it all the levels that all of these other players have done it at. He's doing it in Italy, maybe not setting the header alight, but he's a very solid striker in a good team in Serie A. And I think he's fantastic. Also, he scored the last hat-trick for Scotland against, do you remember who?
Yeah, was it Liechtenstein?
Liechtenstein,
Liechtenstein bumped the numbers up a wee bit there. Jack, sorry, wasn't trying to give you a slag in there by saying people watch out. I forgot Jack had him down low on his list. But yeah, I agree with everything you say there as well.
So just before we move on, because I think
it's just the challenge.
I think you've got at number 8. Who did you have at number 8?
Lyndon Dykes.
Lyndon Dykes. So we've kind of covered Lyndon
Yep.
Dykes. So before we move on to our next,
Okay.
and I've given you a little taster of this challenge with my little fact there about Shea Adams, but for the people at home and for you guys, Jack and Callum, I want you to name Scotland since 2000 have scored 5 hat-tricks and had 3 hat-tricks scored against them. Can you name the players to do so?
Stephen Fletcher's got to be.
And I'll take Stephen Fletcher as well. Who's yours against?
Oh, no, you're going to be carrying this, so I'm just taking that right now.
I'll take Gibraltar. You can also have Gibraltar if you want.
That's good.
Correct, yeah. So, Stephen Fletcher has scored 2 hat-tricks. But he counts as one player.
James Forrest.
James Forrest.
Good shout.
Bang on.
Albania, was it? Something?
Yeah.
No,
Israel.
Israel. actually.
Israel,
Scored
yes.
a double against Albania. He was on fire. 5 in 2 games. I think.
3 scored against as well.
3 scored against.
This is a fun little.
Since, what was the year 2000? Did you say?
2000. So,
We've got Shea Adams against Liechtenstein.
Shea Adams.
Yeah.
So, Stephen Fletcher times 2. Shea Adams. James
James
Forrest. Leaves you 2 players since 2015 to have scored for Scotland.
Since 2015.
And then...
Oh, 2015. I thought you said 2000,
that's-
sorry.
No, it's true. The Scotland players have scored since 2015.
Oh, right, okay,
but the
right.
hat-tricks against Scotland are
John
since
John
2000.
McGinn never get a... No, he didn't, did he?
You tell me.
I was going to say it, John McGinn.
Is John McGinn like San Marino or something?
You looking that in?
Yeah.
Good work. San Marino,
Yeah, I remember
John
that,
McGinn. So you got one more Scotland player to have scored a hat-trick.
Was another Gibraltar or something?
Yeah.
Slightly bigger.
Bigger.
Rhymes with Gibraltar. For you, not for me, but for you.
Gibraltar. Albania.
Say it again. Say it in your English accent.
Gibraltar.
Yeah.
Hardly know. We've got some dead air coming in now.
Not a striker.
Right.
Talisman though. Talisman.
Is it a Scott McTominay hat-trick or something?
Jack's seen him score.
Jack's seen him score.
Oh, Robert Snodgrass.
Correct.
Robert Snodgrass. Wow.
Malta.
Oh, right.
Gibraltar and
I
Malta.
remember the game now.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, yeah.
5-1 against Malta. That was
Yeah.
we got off to a flying start in that campaign.
Did I get them all there?
Yeah, no, you did.
Snodgrass.
You were absolutely fine. So you've done the first 5. Do you know what the fun fact about that is?
Tell me.
Stephen Fletcher. So he scored the first of those hat tricks in 2015, and that broke a duck of 46 years since Scotland.
You're just
was
taking
last.
my notes just for later on, man.
Thanks to
46 years between when would that have been? 1969.
That's
To
legit in my
2015 without a hat trick for Scotland.
thanks
So,
to all these countries for becoming countries. And, yeah, FIFA for recognising.
it was,
Who's
yeah.
next? Vatican City?
Hopefully, yeah.
Must have won the Western Sahara.
Okay, so there's 3 players now to have scored against Scotland hat tricks
Robert Lewandowski?
since 2000.
Did Lewandowski score?
No, this is before our. It's not
Was
before
that
our time, but
I can't remember. Did Lewandowski score 2 against Scotland?
Jack, Callum, you're probably both in nappies for the first
Do you not
one.
remember when Lewandowski scored against Scotland? Was
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was that a brace? Or was it?
Yeah, I think there was a
Just
brace.
a brace,
That
I
was
can't
2
remember.
each. That was 2 each.
2 each. Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Of course.
I can give you the nations, though. 'Cause
This was
when I give
our
you the nations,
nations
that
early doors, was it?
join the nations.
Well, I'm happy to, but let's see. Callum.
Sure, yeah. I mean, if
So there was a
nappies, yeah.
There was a friendly. This one was in.
See.
2002 friendly.
That's all I'll give you.
Aye.
So this is in 2012 in America.
Oh.
Jacksonville potentially
2012
Against
friendly.
America.
against the US of A.
Clint Dempsey's first guess, just off his name. I'm going to say.
Clint Dempsey.
You know what's wild is I was looking up pictures of this game the other day when I edited the Ryder Cup video of Michael Bradley, and I was trying to find a picture of Michael Bradley and that's Scott Brown. Couldn't find one.
Well, who scored a hat trick?
I
in
don't
that
know who
game,
scored a
Callum?
hat trick in that game.
You
Was it
do.
Landon Donovan?
Yes,
Was
it was. Okay, the
never
other
got
two.
that.
These are quite difficult, but one was in 2000.
If anyone's sat at home right now being like, oh, Landon Donovan scored a hat trick again in Scotland in 2000, they said that immediately. Fair play to you, by the way.
Yeah.
This one
Right.
was against the Welsh.
What, Craig Bellamy?
2004,
No.
England, like a
Jakes?
championship stalwart.
2004?
Yeah, good player, but
I mean, the obvious one I can think of, but John Hartson's the first name I thought of, but again, I don't think he's.
and then the other one was in 2003 against the Dutch. That one was easier. You should get that one.
2003.
I'm just naming
Remember
players.
the playoff? If you remember the playoff when we won.
Oh,
1-0,
1-0, and then, yeah.
lost 6-0. There was one player that scored 3 in that game. Very famous number 9 for the Dutch.
Van Nistelrooy's first name, I think.
Correct.
But is it?
Man, that's
Van
right.
Nistelrooy. And then the other one for Wales.
I don't know.
I might give you this.
How are we conceding that hat trick
I was going
against
to
Wales?
say-
That's my question.
Well, that was
Without Craig Bellamy and John Hartson, I'm struggling to think
For
off the top of my head.
Robert Earnshaw.
Never got that.
So there you go. 8 players have either scored or for or against Scotland hat tricks since 2000. And there you go.
Well, I'll tell you what, none of them would be cracking my top 7 on this list. So, we ready to move into that?
Yeah, let's do
Right.
it.
So, I had a flip of my 7 and my 6, but
7, 6, 5, 4 we're doing.
7,
Yeah.
6, 5, and 4, we'll save the top 3. You know what? I'm going to stick with my original.
No, I'm swole.
No, I'm not. Oh, I don't know.
Sorry, I need to stop coughing because it's not good for the...
I know I'm doing the same,
Oh,
sorry.
people at home enjoying that, I'm sure. Do you? Should I just go for it?
Go for it.
Head versus heart here, isn't it?
I know I'm doing order to change it slightly.
That's
last minute.
you know, I'm just gonna do it to be different to Jack. I'm gonna switch it. 7, I'm gonna have Lee Griffiths. 6, I'm gonna have Che Adams. That's just to annoy you. That's the 2 I've been switching on the whole time. So Lee Griffiths 7, Che Adams 6, Stephen Naismith 5, and Chris Boyd 4.
Chris Boyd. I had a Stephen Naismith. For me, I've got Don Hutchison, 7. 6, Chris Boyd. 5, Stephen Fletcher. And 4, Julie Fleeting.
Rogue.
You've gone wild here. Okay.
Yeah. 7, Lauren Shanklin. 6, Stephen Fletcher. And then 5, Chris Boyd. And these 2, I don't know where to switch, but I'm going to head over heart. No, heart over head, sorry. I'm going to say 4, Stephen Naismith.
Heart of a head. Right. Fraser, do you want to open us up?
With
Your
my
two
number 7?
You sure?
Or my rogue ones?
Yeah, your
My
rogue ones in there, yeah.
So I've got receipts. I can show you the working.
Okay.
Don Hutchison, number 7, played in the Premier League, and he was Scotland's number 9, number 10. The main man, led the line for the early years. This is going back to 2000.
Okay.
So his caps for
Still in the criteria, is it?
1999 to 2003. Don Hutchison played for Scotland with his heart in his sleeve. Scored 6 goals for Scotland, which is not massive, but he scored the winner away in Germany.
Okay.
And he scored the winner at Wembley against England in the Euro 2000 playoff. And that was, for me, any striker that does that. Scored in a game that Scotland dominated. They'd lost the first leg 2-0 at home in Hampden, and then dominated England. And they probably should have. They were unlucky, unfortunate not to have levelled the tie, and he scored the winning goal in that. Brilliant striker, had a great career in the English Premier League. I think he moved at one point for $7.5 million in the late 90s, early 2000s. So convert that to money these days, and that's like 40-50 million potentially. So maybe he wouldn't go for that much, but phenomenal player. West Ham, Everton, Sunderland. He played 218 times in the Premier League. Scored 37 goals. 6 goals for Scotland. 1 away at Wembley. So Don Hutchison, rightfully, in my opinion, makes it at number 7 for me.
There you go. You can have him.
I'm not going to.
We gave you an extended. We had an extended list before we started this phrase of all the honourable mentions, and you've just lied to us.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I wanted to just make sure we knew all the names were on.
Oh, right.
You didn't
Sorry.
give us your honourable mentions.
Sorry, I maybe should have done that, but I wanted it to be like.
He's cheated us.
I know.
Such can't rebuttal it at all.
Not prepared for that at all.
I know. But there you go. That's Fraser's choice.
Sorry.
So
Yeah.
you've got him in there. I mean, I'm gonna have to go home and watch the tape after this.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Well, I've not seen a huge amount.
I'm gonna go sit on the ice. And
I've
set
seen
this
a
up.
goal on YouTube of his goal at Wembley, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I mean,
have
apart
to.
from that, I wouldn't have a clue to add anything to that conversation.
If I have a rebuttal, I'll come back to you next week once I've gone home and researched.
Shall I go for my other one then?
Yes.
Yes.
So this one, she's coming in at number 4, and I asked Callum before for the parameters of this, and it was the top 15 Scotland strikers,
All right.
Yeah.
and there was no restrictions on gender or so Julie Fleeting, right? Listen to this for a stat, and you will not argue with me when you hear this, because it's impossible to argue against this. She played 121 times for Scotland. She scored 116 goals. She's the 10th top female international scorer in history. She's amongst Abby Wambach, Alex Morgan of the US. She's up there, Marta of Brazil. These are like, when you're talking world football, like folklore, she's in the top 10. She played for Arsenal, your team, and she started at Ayr United, my team. And for Scotland, she was just led the line 121 times. And there's no, okay, I take the argument, maybe the game, women's football back in the early 2000s wasn't what it is now. However, there's no Lyndon Dykes with 10 goals. Who have we got? Don Hutchison with 6. Lauren Shankland with 3. She's got 116 on the international stage. 121 caps for Scotland. So I felt she had to be included. 10th top goal scorer in international football.
It's good to know who the bad boy of this group is here.
Yeah,
Not respecting the
exactly.
rules. The
So I didn't
integrity
realise
of the list.
I didn't realise that was the.
I think you did.
You
know
just
that.
totally didn't.
Well,
to-
you
to
should have
be
said
at
that
different
beforehand.
outlets.
Should I?
Yeah, you should have done. Not respecting the list. There, we've got a bad boy here.
I think
Sort
also-
of a woke bad boy. But,
if I'd said Julie Fleeting, you'd have said no chance.
probably, yeah.
So, and we've got to.
It's just difficult to gauge it, but look,
Oh,
she's
of
on your
course,
list. She's
of
locked
course,
in.
but she's
if you've
top-
got Erin Cuff but 1 or something like that, I'm leaving. So
No, I don't.
okay,
Don't worry.
you can have your little moment of rebellion here. Not a bad boy moment here.
So I didn't know we were sharing all 15. I thought it was just to get a rough gauge.
It's okay. It's okay. He's gone rogue.
He said rough gauge and he dropped that. That's not a rough gauge anymore. It's just a
We've got a
complete,
bad
you know,
we've got a bad boy on the
bombshell.
podcast. He made a very good argument, and
Oh, no, I'm not-
I respect
I just
it.
had to.
You're not disputing her quality.
Yeah.
She possesses, obviously scored 116 goals, but I was just thrown out the blue.
I know.
Completely.
It's wild. Right, who was your 7 on here then?
Lauren Shanklin.
Lauren Shanklin. 6.
Maybe more recency by. Oh, me. Sorry, 6.
6.
I had Stephen Fletcher.
Stephen Fletcher, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you said Stephen Fletcher yet?
He's 5.
5.
Okay. Just below Joey Fleeting.
Naturally.
Above Don Hutchison.
So 6-5. Speaks Stephen Fletcher, yeah. Was he 5 for you, sorry?
No, he was number.
Sorry.
He was number 6 for me.
6 and 5 for you?
Yeah.
That's what I said. So discuss people.
Shall I take it away?
On you.
Go for it,
Stephen
yeah.
Fletcher. First of all, happy retirement, Mr.
Yeah,
Mr.
that's
Fletcher.
very true, yeah.
Very
What a
top
career.
football. What a career.
What a
yeah.
career.
And we'd like to personally.
And what a fun way for him to end it as well.
Yeah, coming fifth
I know.
on my all-time.
Well, I didn't mean that.
Oh, right.
Wrexham.
Yeah, I know.
Back-to-back league titles. Phenomenal.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, good way to go out. Dundee United down to Wrexham. Why not? He's got
Got a wee Marcelo in there too.
On his phone. But yeah, very good striker. Very, very good striker. Played at all levels in England. Played up. I mean, was he not linked with Real Madrid at one point?
Was he?
Never heard of
No,
that.
you're laughing, but genuinely think he was. I wish I'd researched this now because it's just popped into my head. But in the early days, when he was playing at Hibs, and that's how he got his move to Marseille.
Right.
Because the guy that kind of the scout or whoever it was had the link. I think they were at Real Madrid at the time and they loved him.
Is it just one guy pushing for him in the Real Madrid scouting unit? He's like, get down to
No,
the
seriously,
road.
because he was obviously like, I don't know what he was doing. He must have been
What
like
year was this in roughly?
2007, 2008. Whenever he like came through at Hibs, I don't know exactly. I really should have checked all this. before
But
I
in
started
Marseille
to
was
talk.
2016 the move.
Yeah, but
this
it
is-
was.
this is-
Oh, right, okay, seen, right,
But it was
sorry.
like,
Right.
I'm saying it was the same guy. Who
Right,
kinda
sorry, so I say the same
held
time,
this
sorry.
candle.
Right.
You know when you don't wipe your shortlist if you're playing Football Manager,
Yeah.
you're still on there.
Yeah.
It's, oh, Stephen Fletcher's still available. I remember him. I remember him getting onto a few little Stevenson crosses, yeah.
So and then so he made his move to Marseille, and at that time there weren't too many Scots playing. Well, if any, Liam Henderson hadn't really blazed the trail yet. So maybe actually rather than Liam Henderson, it was Stephen Fletcher that started the trend, and he went to Marseille. Didn't pull up any trees really, but
Yeah, more of a Joey Barton impact, yeah.
exactly. But
Less of an accent, but
that's him moving to Marseille into Liga from the teams that he played with. Bit of a journeyman in England, but Wolves, Sunderland, Burnley as well, was it?
Yeah, Burnley.
Burnley,
When moved
yeah,
from
it was, that's
to-
right.
Bucket loads of goals. He could have been higher again. Maybe I put him too high considering that
I've still got him to come.
he's sort of
Yeah, I mean,
my
he's
top
got
three?
10 Scotland goals in it and 30 odd.
should have been way more. If
I
he
know,
was getting a
but
bit
then again,
grumpy.
I was doing the research on it. You saw like the falling out with Levine and all that.
Yeah.
Didn't really know that, but then you stole all my stats from before in that hat trick thing.
6 against Toronto.
I know,
isn't it?
honestly, yeah, I know. Only 5th player to score 2 hat tricks for Scotland, and first one in 46 years since Colin.
Yeah, you know what? I'm using that as a thing to knock him. You know what? He scored 2 hat-tricks for Scotland. That's unreal.
I know.
I was going to use that to knock him, but yeah, you know what? You're right. Yeah.
And his
I've
goal,
come to come.
his goal against Poland as well. When there was a hint,
Yeah.
there was a hint of an opportunity that Scotland could,
Big.
just a glimmer of a chance.
It's
that we
weird.
could
He's
qualify
not
for-
well regarded as well. Well, for me, that's harsh among Celtic fans because I remember he was linked to
Who is?
us. Stephen Fletcher was linked to us a few times, and just every single time he was linked to us, it was just that sort of eye roll going, really, this is the. And I thought that's a bit harsh, to be fair. Like he was but
Not
just-
easy to please Celtic fans, eh?
no.
Blimmin'
I
heck.
know. Got Amido Baldy and all that instead.
That's why I had to retire. Obviously, he just couldn't take the abuse from Celtic.
It was last week. He was linked to Celtic, and the Celtic fans were like, "Oh fuck's sake!" the signings have been quite desperate, but yeah, he just got relegated with Dundee United a couple of years ago. Yeah, he's still to come on mine. Number 6 for me, a man you had. Have you said him, Lee Griffiths? Is he-
No, that was the heart overhead coming up.
is he still okay? Right.
Yeah.
That's quite a lot of disparity with Lee Griffiths. I'm sort of the one in the middle here then with Lee Griffiths. I think he's possibly the most fascinating player in here.
Yeah.
He's really interesting. So, Fraser, you've said Lee Griffiths is a talented player. It's maybe inconsistencies, a few really hot seasons in his, top up his career made you put him a bit lower. I've gone for a bit higher. We've spoke about moments a lot in this. Obviously, there's a lot of talented players. Moments do help. Lee Griffiths should have had more moments. The England one is really special. Obviously, what a moment that was. Those 2 free kicks does give him a little bit extra juice. But this guy, he does have 7 titles, 2 trebles, a 40 goal season. That's insane. PFA Player of the Year, 22 caps for Scotland, 4 goals. Should have been more, but 200 career goals recently in his career, I think, actually, which he's obviously bumping the numbers up in Australia. He's just pushed it up. He's not got scoring tons in Australia, but his spell at Celtic, where he was phenomenal. And obviously on my personal list, I've got like Shankland 8, then we've got Shea Adams, sort of in and around there as well. Lee Griffiths up at Lee Griffiths just above Shankland there for me personally. Should have done more in a Scotland shirt as well, but like an unreal talent. Obviously that left foot was wicked, but maybe I agree. Like, I wouldn't say his career like flat to the sea. He did some fantastic things, but could have done a bit more. I think, especially towards the end when it really it dropped so quickly for whatever reason, didn't it? So,
Well, I know why, but I'll come to it when I talk about him then.
Okay, you're going to give bad reasons for him being in the top 3, or
Yeah.
We'll come on to him then a bit more because we've still got obviously you to reveal him as well. So, Lee Griffiths was 6. Fraser, you said you're 6. Sorry.
Chris Boyd.
Chris Boyd. Okay. I've got him to come at 4.
He's my number 5.
He's your 5. Okay, so who's your 6?
Number 6 was Stephen Fletcher.
Stephen Fletcher, right. So we'll start with Chris Boyd then. So outside top 3 for all of us, I think that's probably about where he should be.
Yeah, didn't do it enough for Scotland, but Boyd, he did it. And Boyd did it in Scotland for Rangers and Kelly, as much as it pains me. But yeah, very, very good striker. And
Your 2 favourite clubs, man.
His goal ratio for the Scotland national team just showed what could have been.
Could have been, should have been.
But yeah, it just didn't quite. Like, did very, very well at Rangers, but when he went elsewhere, just didn't quite set the head of the light as well. Was it Middlesbrough he went to, and Portland Timbers, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
So had a good career, but just not quite as good as the guys that I've got above him.
That's fine.
I just think when you see the stats too, though, I mean, I know it's painful as it is for me to say, but like record holder for the most goals in the SPL era, you know, fastest goal in the SPL era, scored 5 goals in one match, and I know he's not well liked at all, mainly pundits straight up. If you actually look at it football wise, I mean, you can't get a much more, you know.
Oh, I don't mind him as a pundit.
Yeah, he's
I think there's just the Celtic fan at the table.
He's good at his job and what he does, but he's not exactly the most. He can't string a sentence together.
How can he be good at his job when his job is to string his sentences together?
Well, I mean, he's good in terms of like, you know, the sort of antagonise her in terms of it, and like, you know, being quite, you know, very full on and, you know, like vocal, but he's saying a sentence and he moves on to the next point halfway through that current sentence, and it
You know what we need to do next week? We need to get a Rangers fan in the room. He says he has the Chris Sutton on his side. You do Chris Boyd. I have an argument. That'll be unreal.
Exactly, yeah, that'd be great. That wouldn't it?
But yeah, I've put him above Stephen Naismith, and I'm not entirely sure why. Actually, I kind of do. The numbers are insane. Obviously, all-time top scorer in the Premiership. His spell at Rangers, he was the top scorer every single season when he was at Rangers that first time around. 101 goals, 18 caps for Scotland. Should have been more. Had a fallout. Was going to refuse to come on and play for Scotland. So that's just a bit. What could have been? What should have been? Maybe a little bit, but still, I mean, seven goals for Scotland's a lot more than quite a lot. There's very talented players on this list. 2 Premierships, 2 Scottish Cups, 2 League Cups, and I think what gives him a little bit of juice again. I'll say that again. Gives him a little boost is when he went back to Kilmarnock and was top scorer in the league again. That's crazy.
Yeah,
people saying, you know, like slightly overweight 34-year-old Chris Boyd should have been. There were calls for him to be in the Scotland squad. Very serious calls to be in the Scotland squad at that time. And I think he came out himself and said that they needed to sort of bed in some younger players. But that just tells you how good he was in that Steve Clarke team that finishes third in the league as well, didn't
And
they?
then you saw him last year too. Masters football, still got it.
Still got it, yeah.
Still got it.
You never lose it. But I mean, I think it's just pure numbers for me that pumps him up a little bit higher. Stephen Naismith, I'm not going to sit here and say a bad word about why, like, Stephen Naismith's below him on my list. It's all good things for both of them. It's just pure. We're talking about the best strikers. That's goals galore for Chris Boyd in there.
Exactly.
So.
Well, isn't that the thing that Rangers fans say? He's not got any more SPL goals than Larson is, or have I made it up? I'm sure they all say that as a way, or someone does that. Maybe it's not Boyd in.
So I'm not as
maybe it's not Boyd.
Boyd.
I think Chris Boyd's got most SPL goals.
I'm sure they use that as a sort of incentive But anyway.
Well, another player that's Jack's loving here is my number 6. So I've obviously gone highest on is Che Adams.
Oh, yeah.
I've gone Che Adams on number 6. So I put him just one above Lee Griffiths here before my Chris Boyd sort of.
Yeah.
Again, I then have a little, I think there's a little cut to the top 5 for me that I've got here, starting with Stephen Naismith and Chris Boyd. Che Adams has gone in my 6. I look at all the players in here, and I do love just the nuances of Che Adams' game. I think he's so clever. You don't get a move to the Serie A, which isn't an easy league to play in. You can't pretend it is. Scored 10 goals out there, which is equaled what Dennis Law did as well in a season with Torino. That's brilliant to see as well. And what he's done for Scotland, such a clever striker. He's played numerous seasons in the Premier League with Southampton as well, and £15 million striker, but it's not just his goals for him that make him a really good, really clever football player, in my opinion. And I can see why he's not everyone's most popular player. And there's certain Scotland games you watch where he can be a bit frustrating because you just want a bit more bang for your buck, a bit more impact. But I think he is just such a clever player. I love watching him play, and the guys around him, as I say, I've got no issue putting him above like Lee Griffiths, for example. Lawrence Shankland, London Dykes, they can do what Che Adams does, but at club level more than anything as well. Stepping into the Premier League, stepping into the Serie A, just how smart he is. I don't think those guys could quite do that for me, but he doesn't have the impact of the guys above him on this list. But Che Adams, I'm quite happy with him. 6. Him and Lee Griffiths, I almost switched around because Lee Griffiths just had the pure numbers and sort of. He was quite electric for a while, Lee Griffiths, that Che Adams isn't, but I just think for his overall quality, goes in number 6 for me.
Okay.
Fair enough. Not going to argue.
Yeah, can agree with that.
Cool. Thank you, guys. So, what are we on to next then?
I've covered all mine.
You've covered all yours.
I've still got number 4 to go, but
Who was your 5 again? Sorry, Jack.
5 for Chris Boyd.
This is going to be so handy for people watching at home with the numbers on screen. And
I know,
just trying
totally
to remember.
I know.
We need a big projector or something like that in here. So, my 5, I've gone for Stephen Naismith here.
He's my number 4.
He's your 4, and you've not said him yet. Still to come. I'm a huge Stephen Naismith fan as well. Like those moments, I'm not gonna steal it from Fraser. He's smiling.
No,
he wants to talk about some
yeah.
Stephen Naismith moments. So we'll move on to that quickly. Another good Killy man.
Yeah.
Another good Rangers man.
Yeah. I know.
So Stephen Naismith 5 for me. Chris Boyd, I've already argued why I've just put him above. Just being a pure number 9 goal scoring. I've just given him that little bit. You're gonna see a huge inconsistency coming up very soon using that argument.
Yeah, I know. Totally.
Without spoiling anything in my top 3, but I've gone for the pure because being a pure number 9 is so important in this list. That I put Chris Boyd slightly above him. Right, do we move on to top 3 then?
Let's do it.
What we've all been waiting for.
Exactly.
Fraser, do you want to go first?
Well, I go 3, 2, 1.
Go 3, 2, 1.
So number 3, Stephen Naismith. Number 2, Kenny Miller, and number 1, I suspect, your false 9, James McFadden.
Well, as I said before, heart over head. So realistically, that'd be the same as me. But I've gone obviously Stephen Naismith 4, but I went Lee Griffiths 3, Kenny Miller 2, and James McFadden 1.
I can see why a Celtic fan would put that moment. Me, okay, we've got a nice bit of continuity. I've got Stephen Fletcher 3, then I've got Kenny Miller 2, James McFadden 1. For the top 2, we'll come on and just talk about our reasonings for that. 3, we've all got.
Yeah, interesting. Really interesting scene. But Stephen Fletcher, he really is a classy operator. So
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Putting Stephen Fletcher probably. I think I prefer Stephen Naismith. Like you've got him there. Again, it's that number 9, real number 9 thing. I've got James McFadden 1, so I'm gonna really, sort of go back on myself here. But 190 career goals for Stephen Fletcher. 10 goals for Scotland. We've spoke about his international career. League Cup winner at Hibs as well in his younger days. Got that in his trophy cabinet. But 7 seasons in the Premier League, 50 goals in the Premier League. By the way, is not an easy thing. You're right there, Fraser. You got real sudden put down on the mic, grab on the phone for people that can't see what's going on right now. Furious typing. 50 Premier League goals though that's not easy, by the way. That is really impressive to get 50 Premier League goals, and obviously was at Sunderland for such a long time. A really important player for them. Just that Premier League quality that Stephen Naismith did have, but I think Stephen Fletcher slightly above. Maybe Stephen Naismith's moment in a Scotland shirt, I wouldn't knock it if you had them the other way around. Obviously, a bit more memorable. I mean, they both scored 10 goals for the national team at the end of the day.
Do you want me to? So I've just done a little bit of on-screen research. And it's true, according to Wikipedia, which is always accurate, of course. In 2008, Fletcher was touted for a move to Real Madrid due to Madrid scouts watching him. In November 2008, it was reported that Manchester City was interested in signing him, and Middlesbrough were preparing a £2.5 million offer. Three very different clubs.
Yes.
Yeah, but remember 2008 though.
Well,
But the path taken by Jonathan Woodgate, of course.
I'm talking about, it's not like...
Aye, true,
okay,
actually, I
Man City's
suppose
not like
Middlesbrough.
nowadays, like, you
Yeah.
know, you go, wow, but like, I know they're up and coming in, but it wasn't exactly like the same sort of gravy.
Yeah, and then towards the end of the January transfer window, Hibs rejected an approach from Celtic. So there you go. So the
And
Real
Jack-
Madrid allegations.
8-year-old Jack was buzzing.
But yeah, he was that good.
You know
that
what,
Real Madrid were keeping tabs on him.
I really like this top 5. I think you can interchange on my list of Naismith, Boyd, Fletcher. You could kind of interchange in there. Stephen Fletcher's the one that I think did the most in the Premier League. Really have the numbers to back it up. The 50 goals is really something. You know, I'm a big Stephen Naismith fan as well, as I say, of just proper number 9 play.
Not as big as me.
Clearly not, no.
No, we're not going to steal your
And you know what
thunder.
does give him just a tiny little boost? I don't think it actually kicks him above any of the other guys. Back-to-back promotions with Wrexham is pretty cool.
That
It's a cool
is
way to end your career. So, you know what? I'll put Stephen Fletcher for 8, and I'll stand by that. His career with the Black Cats gets him there.
Yeah, and Rob McElhenney and Ryan Reynolds DMs. That's not too bad.
Right, give us the Stephen Naismith.
Stevie
Talk.
Naismith, 10 goals and 51 for Scotland, and he scored.
It felt like more.
It did, but that's because, and as you say, he's not an out and out number 9.
Yeah.
He played across the kind of midfield a wee, maybe not the midfield, but he sat behind the main striker on occasion. He could and would play out wide. He was very energetic in his time at Rangers. He was, all action kind of attacker. Then he went to Everton after 2012 happened, obviously, and Everton,
I don't know what happened.
but he did it at the Premier League level. He did it in Scotland for Kilmarnock and Rangers. He did it for Scotland. He scored against Spain. He scored against Poland and Warsaw. He scored in big games. He scored against Croatia.
Did come back in his career as back up to Hearts and was a productive player again.
Exactly.
I mean, that 4-0 against Celtic, was he not?
Almost won the Scottish Cup too. Almost.
Yeah.
Almost.
So he's done it. I completely forgotten about his spell at Hearts as well, and I'm just
Very
looking back
popular.
at
It
the
was a
start.
popular player, you know. Yeah.
So for me, and I'm looking back at as a sort of 14, 15-year-old when I was trying to watch, I was watching Scotland and just praying, looking at the players thinking, who's our talisman?
Who can make something happen?
He was especially at that time when he was at Everton, and in that game when he came off the bench for Everton, and a very, very good Everton team at Goodison Park against Chelsea, and scored a hat-trick. I think maybe even was a perfect hat-trick. Regardless, really good hat-trick against a potentially Jose Mourinho Chelsea. Chelsea at the peak of their powers, and as was he, and a phenomenal player. So for me, just his dedication to the Scotland cause at a time when Scotland didn't really have anyone else, alongside his pedigree in the Premier League, he played for an Everton team that were a very, very good Everton team, top 5 under Bobby Martinez. Lukaku, Morales, all these kind of players.
Him playing off
Beans.
Lukaku was incredible, yeah. Stephen Pienaar.
And he was right in amongst it. He was loved by Everton fans. Then he went to Norwich and was equally loved there as well. So
Morgan Scheidel, Gareth Barry behind it. Seamus Coleman, Leighton Baines bombing up on the overlap.
quality, big
Jack
Phil.
Yelka, Sylvan Distan.
Tim Howard.
Oh,
What that was.
Stephen Naismith was the heart of that, man.
Genuinely like a really good Everton team.
Fellaini.
He was quite frequently in sort of the Premier League team of the week. So for me, Stephen Naismith.
Hat-trick against Chelsea.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think anyone else on this list has moments quite like that at club level. That's incredible. I remember him man of the match against Arsenal as well, being an Arsenal fan. I remember watching that kind of stung in the tail a bit.
And he just
a
looked-
player I loved watching for Scotland, and then I just tore Arsenal apart one game. Remember that, and like it was just had those moments in him, didn't he?
Yeah, and it was almost funnier as well because
Fun.
he was playing in the Premier League, and you've got sort of Kevin Morales with sort of gelled hair and his gloves on, and then you've got Lukaku just looking big and strong and dreadlocked hair and young and fresh, and you've got like you know, he's playing against Chelsea with Fabregas in the midfield and Hazard and all that. Then there's Stephen A. Smith with his shaved head.
Diego Costa up front for the opposition, and then Stephen A. Smith looks like he looks like no offense to anyone from Kilmarnock, I don't mean this bad. He looks so like he's from Killy, or he played for Killy. You know what I mean? He's such a Killy player.
He ran like a Scotland player. He sort of kicked the ball like a Scotland player. But he was like, not that he wasn't technical. Just,
if he could score a toe poke in the Premier League, I'm not saying he did or he would, but I would imagine him being capable of rattling in top past like Courtois or something like that. Though, yeah.
I think a lot of people have and would describe him as just like a model professional. So big Stephen A. Smith fan. So he makes my top 3.
100 career goals. What a player!
Yeah,
right. Lee Griffiths. How does he? I'm sorry if I stole a lot of your facts when I was giving the argument for 7.
I have a lot,
but you double down on that argument.
No, honestly, I'd say he's up there as one of the most, since Larsson, up there as one of the most clinical strikers. Not best strikers, by any stretch of imagination. I'd probably say Hooper's maybe the only one that's more clinical in front
Please,
of goals.
Are you saying for Celtic or?
Yeah.
For Celtic,
or
Scotland and Premier.
No.
Oh, well, I mean Scotland in general.
But no, honest, and you've touched on the Scotland moment, obviously the 2 free kicks, first goals for Scotland, I think as well. But honestly, though, obviously the 40 goal season was incredible. That Dyla team wasn't the best team in the world in terms of that. I know he's still in the league, but Aberdeen did run as close. 40 goals that season, and then Dembele comes in, and even though he's the number 1 striker, he still gets moments like when Dembele's injured, scored the goals against Rangers at Ibrox. He scored free kicks against Shakhtar Karagandhi. I do know, obviously then you say it sort of fell off a cliff, but then he did have his mental health issues too in like 2019-18. Took like Rodgers, I think, gave him a year off basically. So he wasn't in, but he did come back under Lennon, 3-5-2 with Edward. He just has a great striker, but then obviously the whole off the field issues, and then toxic end, getting booed onto the park in a friendly at Celtic, and then that's just the end, and then obviously loan spells, and just that's really the end of it. But in his peak though, that's just honestly an incredible left foot, free kicks, everything.
Jack, I fucking love you just mentioning a 3-5-2 in the middle of all that. I don't even know what the relevance of that bit was. But all of that, yeah.
I could tell you what the relevance was, honestly, if you want me to.
That's such a niche fact to pull out there. But yeah, I mean, so many goals, obviously. And 2 trebles in there as well.
Yep, exactly.
7 titles.
Exactly. Well, no, you got more than that.
Was it more than that?
Yeah, it was part of the quadruple treble he was there. From
the
start.
Okay. Right.
So you got 4 trebles. Obviously, then he had a spell in like 2018 when he was.
Was he getting
out
playing enough?
I don't know if you could class the year like Rodgers' 3rd season when Lennon took and he was like off for a long time then. So I don't know if you class that if he officially, but he was still in the club from.
Big part of 2 trebles, though.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Scored a penalty in the quadruple treble as well.
It's going to take my list. Got to be the most decorated player in this list, I'd say.
Maybe in the list, yeah.
I think he's pretty decorated. Yeah. So that's got a way into a successful career. I'm not going to knock that. Yeah, very close for Che Adams and him, 6-7, but we'll go for that. Right, top 2. Yeah. We're all in agreement here. A little bit of a cut above here. So is it an argument for why McFadden's better than Miller, or is it just pros for both of them, do you think, sort of at the end of the day?
Pros for
both of them.
Just 2 great strikers.
I think what puts McFadden above Miller then for you guys?
Just what he meant. He was
what he meant. Yeah. That is what
Scotland. He was Scotland. He was X Factor. We talked about X Factor last week. He had it. He had stardust. He had it all. He could play up front. He could play in midfield. He could play on the wing. He did everything. Kenny Miller was a phenomenal, really good striker. But technically, just James McFadden had what Kenny Miller had and just a little bit more.
I was just watching like the goals as well he scored. Obviously, I know everyone's going to right away reference the France 1-2, but like some of the goals he scored, man, just getting the ball down, like just bring it down, and then just the ability to take on a man. The goal against Macedonia, scored from his own half, just brought the ball down, just completely just knifed through butter that defence room with the keeper. Just constantly, just like I've seen Motherwell goals too, just bringing the ball down from like hard ball to bring down, just whipping it in.
Charlton one was it as well?
Mate.
For Everton.
Yeah. The Valley.
And then that he scored against the Dutch in that.
Yeah. What a pass like that was.
Lovely link up with Darren Fletcher. So yeah, just phenomenal player. He was everything, and not a dark time for Scotland because he played with a good Scotland team, 2007, 2008, but. After that, he was the bright spark. Yeah,
10 Premier League seasons in there as well. In the end, didn't make too many appearances towards the end. He was at Birmingham, got injured, and they got relegated. As well. He was an important player for them. Everton fondly remember they brought him back. Of course as well. So I mean, I wouldn't say there's a huge amount between like a McFadden and a Naismith in terms of general quality and play. But there's obviously a huge amount on this list. In fact, we've all put in one.
Yeah.
Sums it up. It really is moments. More so what he meant, as well as just being pure quality. Yeah. Kenny Miller had a lot of quality as well, but didn't have quite moments. But there's a lot of good moments. Kenny Miller.
Yes.
And we're kind of splitting hairs between the two. But well, there's a line between the hairs.
Yeah.
But Kenny Miller, looking at that argument, Kenny Miller didn't quite do it at the level. He was more a sort of upper championship.
That's probably
Jamie
it.
McFadden was playing in the Premiership.
Consistent Premier League player.
So Jamie McFadden, I think, just had that little bit extra. Kenny Miller was phenomenal.
Kenny Miller's got a few more trophies in his cabinet, but I'm obviously agreeing here. But we'll probably put Kenny Miller above the guys behind him then. So 230 career goals, 3 league titles, Championship 15-16, of course. Went back to win it there, yeah. Scottish Cup 2008-9, promoted with Wolves as well. 18 goals in 69 Scotland caps, gets a bonus point for that as well. Then big goals, Italy, Germany, and England at Wembley as well.
What a goal that was.
Huge moments, so
Unbelievable.
And his assist against Spain.
Of course.
That was that. Okay, the goal against England was phenomenal, but it was in a friendly. But it was absolutely. He sent Gary Cahill for a hot dog.
Yeah.
Obviously in Germany that was a massive goal as well, but that one, I think that was to make it maybe 2-1. It was a Scotland team that had just been embarrassed in Prague.
Yeah.
They were then playing at home against the world champions, and they were 2-0 down at Hampden, and they had to have something to spark them into life. And it was Kenny Miller's ball. He found himself out in the right wing, and he whipped an absolutely delicious ball in for wee Stephen Naismith to flick.
What a Spain team as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. Unreal. Like every player in that team, yeah.
Yeah, and that just kind of typified Kenny Miller. Whilst he was the number 9, he was sort of the talisman, but he was all across the front line, and he would quite happy get out in the byline and
like
across
in the best possible way. So scrappy as well.
Yeah,
like, in a really
exactly.
good. Like it was scrappy performances in such a quality way. Like in a similar fashion, that England game as well. I don't think there was much hope, for Scotland going into that. If you don't want to rock up. I think first time England Scotland played for quite a while. That one as well, wasn't it?
Time, yeah.
You don't want to turn up, have the piss taken out of you at all. Kenny Miller turned up like a man on a mission in that game.
Gary
as well.
Cahill did have the piss taken out of him.
He did, yeah, and
What
what a moment, and brilliant play, brilliant career. But James McFadden he's just the man, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's just the man. So
number 1 for a reason.
No doubts on that. Any final words then for this top 15?
None at all, other than
I could poke some fun at some moments of Miller, but I'm not going to end on that way. So no, I'm not.
Yeah. How would you celebrate a Kenny Miller goal for Scotland? Yeah.
No. I'd be going absolutely nuts if he scored for Scotland.
See you.
I'd be going as nuts as he did when he scored against Rangers.
That's fair enough. Oh, well, that's true as well. Sorry, he's a good Celtic man. Of course, yeah. Good Celtic man. So, right. Does that finish up that segment?
That rounds it up, yeah.
Well done,
so.
yeah.
Good shift, boys.
Anyone in the future going to be on this list? Aaron Fraser here. James Wilson, number 1.
Did you see Fletcher Boyd's goal against?
I've not.
Well, I don't know who it was against, but
I've not seen his goal against anyone.
he's just obviously signed for Aston Villa,
Of course.
playing for the under-18s.
Kieran Billy will be up there in the next.
You think?
I think so.
Well, watch Fletcher Boyd's goal, because oh my goodness, he pinged it from 20 yards within his own half, maybe 10 yards in his own half, and like they had no right to do it. The keeper wasn't even that far off his line, and he just arrowed it into the back of the net. So keep an eye out on old Fletch.
Tell you what, if it wasn't for injuries, Lewis Vaughan would be on this list.
Yeah, if it wasn't for that damn post.
Yeah.
That post against Alloa as
he'd be
well.
on this list.
And 4 ACL injuries. You know what? Pound for pound. If you
Pound for
consider
pound,
injuries in this, Lewis Vaughan gets into my top 10. But
Yeah.
obviously, you're the only one that bends rules around here, right?
Right. Yeah, apologies. I do apologise.
Should we jump into some challenges?
Sounds good.
Let's do it. So, guys, you guys look so excited. Jump back in.
Our first challenge,
You're both
Dennis.
on your phones. You put them away, and you've jumped out to the edge of your seats. Out of pure excitement here, because you've got a challenge to come up here.
Yeah.
And this one's kind of hot off the press. So I was worried when we said we're going to come down and do an episode. Said you guys think of a challenge. You might actually just end up researching the same one as me, and you might know what it is now because I've said that.
Okay, because you mentioned something halfway. Is it to do with Lawrence Shankland?
It is to do with Lawrence Shankland.
I did. I nearly made a joke.
Yeah.
You're leading this, mate.
No, I didn't have time to think about it.
Did you not see it on social media? I thought you guys might have seen the graphic. It's been doing the rounds recently. Okay, because it has the top 5 in it, which has done half my research for me. The rest of this research took a while on Transfermarkt. So if any numbers are wrong, please go and blame the unbelievably good people at Transfermarkt. Please don't blame anyone at Transfermarkt. I love those guys. We'd have nothing about them. The numbers can be a little bit ropey at times. I had to do a lot of manual adding up for this. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's accurate, okay? Right. How do I introduce this? As the record was broke recently, I'll just jump straight into it. Right. I want you guys to name the top 10 scorers since the inception of the SPFL. This record was broken recently, so that's your first hint.
Top 10. Okay. So, Lawrence.
Okay. Well, yeah, you've got Lawrence then.
Lawrence Shanklin.
Lawrence Shanklin recently broke 163 goals.
And he just overtook
Rory McAllister.
That is correct, 162. Thought you knew that.
Well, I was going to give me a weakness.
Right. You need the other 8.
The other 8. Mitch Megginson.
I was going to be so impressive going to get that one there.
We're working together.
Oh, yeah,
You guys are a
that's
team.
fine.
Mitch Megginson, number 8 on the list. 98 goals for Mitch. Not many of them for Rafe Rovers, unfortunately. About one of them for Wraith, I think.
So how many?
Alan Troughton, is he up there?
Top 10. Who?
Alan Troughton, has he not got enough?
Alan Trout is number 3 on the list. 124 goals.
Good man. So we've got the top 3 and number 8.
Numbers
Wait,
according to Transfermarkt.
Top
Top 10.
10. Top 10.
Obviously, that could be increased. Alan Trout might score.
We've done this before.
We've done similar-ish.
So I'm trying to think. Blair Henderson.
Blair Henderson's number 4 on the list. 116. Great, Paul. So you've got top 4 and 8.
Yeah.
Top 4 and 8. 160. Stephen Dolby.
No,
No.
Stephen Dobby's not there. I'll double check my numbers on Stephen Dobby, as I wrote down my near misses, but I didn't put Stephen Dobby for some reason.
How many did Mitch Megginson have? Sorry, again.
98.
98. So working. It's got to be around about 100.
SPFL.
This is going to be difficult, but we can do it. Chris Doolan?
No.
Brian Graham.
Brian Graham's number 5, 113 goals.
That's a good show.
Nice.
That's a good shout, because it was correct, yeah.
So from 2013 onwards, you think of players that
I know. I was thinking that, but
goals that season.
Lee Griffith.
I was just going to say, Stephen Dobby came back to Queen of South, scored 69 league goals. So
Bonus point.
bonus point for that. What was that, sorry?
Lee Griffith.
Lee Griffith's 94, he misses out by 3 goals.
That's unfortunate.
That's unfortunate.
So if we'd seen the graphic, that would be us done anyway.
You've got the graphic players, yeah. And now you've got my ropey adding up numbers, which changed quite a bit with my bad adding skills, but I don't like calculators, so I've got real beef with calculators, man.
2013, they've got to play the majority of the career. So like a player like a John Baird's not going to be there.
John Baird's a good guess, but no. Big Baird, he scored quite a few before the SPFL did, John Baird, so he's not even going to get too close to that, I'm afraid.
This is going to be hard.
I know.
Russell Dingwall.
I'm just trying to think of the players you've said in other challenges.
Yeah, I know. Oh, this is bad. Can you give us hints? Because I'm struggling now. I'm blanking a wee bit. I've got 6 out of 10. That's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad going, but
Is there any in the Premiership, Callum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't really need too many hints on some of them.
I know.
oh, that's really disappointing.
Couple big names in here.
Like Scottish.
One of the big names, yeah, one of them, yeah.
Who are we talking about today? Simon Murray.
No. I have wrote down Simon Murray, but I think that was the wrong name.
Adam Rennie?
No.
Near enough, no.
Really, that's a good shout.
Yeah,
Actually.
good guess, but no.
Guess. This is really embarrassing. Actually.
There's a big name in here. Big name.
There's no Celtic player for that getting ridiculed, is there?
Think about it.
No.
What's that?
There's no Celtic player before I get ridiculed for not getting this.
No.
That's fine.
Think. Tavernier.
James Tavernier, 97.
There you go.
Incredible from right back.
Penalties.
Morelos?
He still got to score them. Oh, no.
Celtic could have done with them in Almaty,
Or any shit we've had.
You've got one more Premiership player in there as well. At the
Come on,
minute.
Jack. Yeah.
Current.
Yep.
Current.
Adding to his tally. Still.
Who's scoring this year?
Sort of a recent. Done it in recent years.
Martin Boyle.
No.
Damn.
Not a million miles off.
Um,
Don't look at me like that.
Does he play for Hibs then?
No.
What do you mean not a mile?
I mean, as soon as you
Yeah,
hear
I
it,
know.
you get what I mean.
now I'm thinking Australia, or now I'm thinking.
Thinking clubs here. Who's playing?
This might be miles off. Ross McKeever?
No.
No, miles off.
I'm stumped, man. Adding to his tally still. I can't think of.
Think about Scotland squad, maybe. I think Simon Murray might be in this list, by the way. I might have put the wrong name down, but
That's okay.
I'll go back and add it up again.
Current Scotland squad.
No.
Scotland squad. How many have got? 3 to go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
I know we're taking it. It's going to be a long edit now for you, Callum.
Scored loads of goals in like 2 non-lower league seasons in a row. Like,
Kevin Nisbet.
yeah.
Really?
That surprised me.
Scored
That.
that many?
He scored like 55 goals and he scored 30 at Rafe in one season.
Wow.
He scored
fair play.
like 25 at Dunfermline.
I would,
And then he's obviously scored like 40 in the top flight. So
No,
90
his name crossed my mind earlier, but I didn't even say it
No,
because I thought
I would
there's no way
never-
he'd be up
no.
at 90, but
97, same as James Tavernier.
fair enough, yeah.
well,
So that's the other two are not in the Premiership.
2 lower leagues, yeah. Well, one of them did a fair bit of it in the Premiership, but not. He's playing the lower leagues.
Billy Mackay.
Billy Mackay, 112, £1 Brian Graham.
Nice.
Karen does know.
You've got one more. He is a League One player these days.
League One player. Who's playing?
At the latter end of his career.
Curtis Guthrie.
He's got like 2 goals in his career, man.
Hey.
Yeah, you get -1 for saying that.
Did you not mention him in another episode, like our Broth player? Oh no, he's a championship now, aren't he? Never mind.
It's not Bobby Lynn, if that's who you.
That's what I was thinking.
Bin man, Bobby.
Playing in League One.
Aye.
Who's playing with?
Inverness, Dennis Muir.
Paul McGinn.
You're not even getting a response to that, Sam.
That's right. It's not. I know Alfie Babbage is having a good time of it, but he's not scored 90. What clubs are in these? In League One? Nathan Austin?
Nathan Austin, yeah.
Is it Nathan
102
Austin?
goals, yeah.
His name crossed my mind
Well
earlier
done.
as well.
That was a
I
good
didn't
pull.
see him.
Right, I'm checking my numbers for Simon Murray here real quick.
It's tough.
So he scored. I'll give you guys the commentary for it. He scored 44 in the Premiership, 25 in the Championship, 25 in League Two. That's 54 to 94. 5 in the relegation group to 99. 5 in League One for 104. But how many of those goals were before the SPFL? None of them. 104 goals. Yeah, sorry. Simon Murray does make it on. Yeah.
Wow.
My invisible writing was wrong. Simon Murray, 104 goals.
Brilliant.
I'll edit that in somehow if I can.
Can I just guess now so I can get another one?
Go for it.
Simon
Sorry, go for it, yeah.
Simon Murray.
Simon Murray, 104 goals, just above Nathan Austin. I think my confusion on the list was because Tavernier and Nisbet were both 97.
Right, okay,
And I was meant to put them both joint 10, but Simon Murray makes it on, I'm pretty sure.
That's fine.
See, and I accidentally wrote Simon Murray over Billy Mackay, my invisible pen that I wrote that with. Remember, don't use invisible spy pens that have Pingu decorations on them that you found in a drawer somewhere in your house. So ruined your list. But anyway, good list, guys. Well done. Lauren Shanklin, number 1 on that list these days. Crazy.
Hero.
Mental.
50 then for
Next challenge.
Relevant for you.
All right, you guys ready for another challenge?
Yes.
Right. Do you want to, guys, your £15 budget challenge?
Oh, I can't wait for this one.
Okay, because
We're
obviously
working together.
you guys are working together again.
Yes.
Because it's the international break, this is a little challenge for you guys. So you guys have got £15 to spend, and you're going to be building the core of a Scotland team.
That's right. Don't go splashing the
I'm
cash
not.
too, right?
I'm the most.
Got
You know, people from uni called me the most stingiest person in the world.
This isn't real money. Right.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Right, you guys have got £15 to make the core of a Scotland squad.
Quality.
We're going to go goalkeeper, defender, defensive midfielder, attacking midfielder, and striker. Spend wisely.
Lovely.
Always do, right. Goalkeeper, £1, Kieran Slicker. 2, Scott Bain. 3, Neil Alexander. 4, David Marshall. 5, Craig Gordon.
I know what I'll do here. I'll let you start.
Tell me your team.
I mean, depends if you want to save money early on or not.
How important is a goalkeeper?
Well, it
to
has
you?
to be 4 or 5. It has to be 4 or 5.
Goalkeeper's important.
David
I know.
Marshall. Okay.
David
Good teams
Marshall
have
at
good
four is not bad,
goalkeepers.
So David Marshall at 4.
I think that's a safe choice. I think, obviously.
David
Aye.
Marshall for £4.
Neil Alexander's not a bad goalie.
He's good,
It's
but
not.
I think the
that's-
£1 extras.
they're just a level above
Aye.
David Marshall and Craig Gordon. So
Okay, your defender. For 1, you can have Ryan Porteous.
that's mad.
I don't
Pretty
think that at
good
all,
going,
aye.
yeah.
2, Grant Hanley. 3, Charlie Mulgrew. 4, Kieran Tierney. 5,
Robbo.
Andy Robertson.
Yeah, that's a given.
Generally, I don't mind spending one here. I know it's a bit
Really?
rash, but
Andy Robinson's.
you're spending £9 with 3 rounds to go.
I know, but international football. See that video I sent? International football is all about not conceding. To have Andy Robertson,
suppose.
David Marshall, that's you're setting, and we'll still have good players in attack. Now,
But will you?
More than happy. I would actually be really happy with Grant Hanley.
I suppose, aye, for longevity.
Prime Grant Hanley.
Longevity as well. Aye, well,
Put his body in the line. Ryan Porteous,
a bit rash.
bit rash, yeah. Charlie McGrew, by the way, Rolls Royce.
I would have
defender,
loved
so
him, but I thought you'd have said that's too much.
I would happily go
I would be
Charlie McGrew as well.
I'd be
but
delighted with Charlie McGrew. But
Charlie McGrew or
how much would that mean to spending? 7?
Charlie Mulgrew's 3. No, you guys are
Andy
different.
Robertson, though. He's our, like, he's got.
I know,
he's
but then you're
Scotland's
spending a fortune. You just told me at the start, don't spend big.
You got Kieran Tierney at 4 as well.
Yeah, I know, but I mean,
Oh,
no, I'd love him.
No, I love him. I love him, but
Kieran Tierney is unbelievable. But
So £1
I used
less than
to,
Robertson.
I used to always argue when I was 16 that well, maybe older, like 19, he should have been playing in the Scotland team more. But obviously Robson's your captain. No, I think 2 or 3 is fine with me.
I'm happy with any 2 to 5 there. So you choose.
Ryan Porteous slander. Wow.
He's just he'll get sent off, and I really like Ryan Porteous, but
We'll go Charlie McGrew for the free kicks
Charlie
too.
McGrew. Okay.
Charlie Mulgrew for
Charlie
3.
McGrew.
So you guys currently have David Marshall for 4 and Charlie Mulgrew for 3.
And I just got 8,
Very very Celtic
8 left
coded so
for
far.
3 rounds. That's not bad.
You guys are going to move into your defensive midfielders now.
Right.
For £1, you can have Liam Bridcut. Classic player.
Where have you flipped him from?
I know.
That is a flashback. Man.
That's it.
Serbia away.
That's your £1 player. £2, John Fleck. £3, James MacArthur. £4, Scott Brown. And for 5, you can have Darren Fletcher.
I do love Darren Fletcher, man.
You want to spend 5 on all of these, don't you?
But no, I will save a 5 away.
I think
Liam Bridcut. Solid championship player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
number 2 again.
That is a bit dirty, William Bridcut. Who was
John
2?
Fleck, aye. No,
John Fleck.
No.
John Fleck. Are you kidding?
I suppose Premier League, isn't he?
But very good.
Good player.
We need to balance out the Celtic.
I know, sorry.
No, I'm only joking.
I'd say James MacArthur there, but then that's not giving as much, is it?
I want more money later on.
How much money have
John
we spent?
Fleck's a quality player.
Just do that if you want.
John
I
Fleck.
took Charlie McGrew, you can take him.
Maybe you're right about James MacArthur. You choose.
I chose the last one.
John Fleck.
John Fleck for 2.
Fleck.
Okay, so you currently have Marshall for 4, Charlie Mulgrew for 3, John Fleck for 2. Okay, so that means you guys have spent £9 so
Okay.
far. Are you feeling good?
So we've got £6 left for 2
Yeah.
to go.
It's a very Alec McLeish era we've gone for so far. Right, attacking midfielders.
Here we go.
One, this guy wasn't actually capped, so I've had to flip it over last second. I'm going to take him as attacking midfielder. 1, Dylan McGeoch. He was going to be one of my defence midfielders, but then Peter
Yeah.
Pawlett wasn't actually capped for Scotland. He was only on the
Wasn't
bench.
Oh,
So
I
he was going to be
thought
my
it was
pick.
Nigeria or something.
Sorry, so 1, Dylan McGeoch. 2, James Morrison. 3, Ryan Christie. 4, Sean Maloney. And 5, Scott McTominay. There's some serious talent in this one.
There's one answer here.
There you go.
I think. Surely.
You're on to McTominay, aren't you?
Yeah, Ryan Christie's for £3 is an absolute bargain.
Maloney for £4, not bad.
Maloney for
but-
4 is good, but
Aye.
I want to make it
Difference.
difficult because I knew Scott McTominay's.
he's a,
That leaves you with £1 for your striker.
he's very flavour of the month.
Well,
He is.
we're happy with the top 15 we had today, so if we have.
Who's going to be right? Who do you want more? Do you want Scott McTominay or Jimmy Fadden?
You're rolling the dice here. That would mean you're taking like what Dylan McGeoch for your 1. If you think McFadden's a 5, I'm not saying he is or isn't, but
Or do we go Ryan Christie?
And then what?
And then
then you
General
have 3.
three.
Then you have 3
we'll have
left.
3, 2, or 1. To,
Scott
It's
Mc-
not bad, that.
You turn down Scott McTominay.
I
That
don't think
is he your is he your X factor? You do need an X factor in this team. So far, it's a bit boring, guys.
Aye, that's quite boring. I know we've been to.
It's a bit boring team.
Aye, let's do McTominay.
yeah, Scott McTominay.
Aye, McTominay.
Sean Maloney 4 is not a bad pick. Are you going for?
No,
you
it's
going for
Scott
that?
Nah,
McTominay, yeah.
McTominay.
You guys are going risky. You've got £1 left.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Okay, so you got Marshall, Mulgrew, John Fleck, Scott McTominay.
Still not have it, John Fleck.
Why did we pick David
Right.
Marshall for 4?
Striker for 2. You can have Ollie McBurney.
Oh, don't want him.
Well, you can't have him. 3, you could have had Lauren Shankland. 4, Lee Griffiths. 5, Kenny Miller. And for 1, you've got Eamon Brophy.
I'll take it.
Don't mind that.
What is it he does?
The big bad wolf, yeah?
Scored a great goal at Rugby Park against Rangers.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He shared his goal against St Johnson the other week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind that. We've got Scott McTominay. We've
He's
got
scored
Callum,
for
we've got
Scotland.
David Marshall. That's not bad.
No, that's good. That is
I'll
good.
take it. I could have done it better, but it's not
Yeah.
as disastrous in the end.
Would you change it up? Would you?
I would
I'd
change
take
it.
one in goalkeeper there.
In hindsight, yeah, I would maybe. Who
I'd have maybe done Scott Bain for 2.
If you took Scott Bain, you could have had like
Ryan
Shankland.
Porteous for 1. I don't know why we just. I know he was rash, but Ryan Porteous for 1.
I would have gone Hanley too.
Yeah. What do we do? What do we do in the end?
Mulgrew.
Your final team was Marshall.
That's more just soft spot for me. That.
You went big on the goalkeeper, obviously Marshall for 4. Alexander wouldn't have been a bad shot. Honestly, Alexander, decent, underrated goalkeeper. Marshall, Mulgrew. Who did you have then? It was John Fleck, Scott McTominay, and Eamon Brophy. A lot of heavy lifting there for Scott McTominay.
I think maybe in hindsight we should have done Hanlon for 2, and then I think I got a better defensive midfielder. Even just taking the 3 from MacArthur, even swapping them two around. Don't mind McTominay and Brophy, but them two should have been swapped for having MacArthur and Hanlon rather than Mulgrew and Fleck.
Yeah.
Good effort, boys.
Thank you. Yeah. I'll get a slide.
Hope you enjoyed that. One more challenge to come. Boys, one more challenge. It's been a long shift today. Fraser, you're still awake.
I've got Duolingo to do, Callum.
Bit of caffeine in there. Oh,
You've got what?
I've got Duolingo to do.
what are you learning?
We're in Japanese.
Oh.
Yeah.
Have you met a Japanese woman?
No, just in case I meet Dice Maida. No.
How to say I love you.
Are you actually learning Japanese?
Yeah.
Oh, love it. Go on, give us some.
Oh, he's just put me on the spot now.
Wait, you volunteered this information, my friend.
You did.
I was just saying,
You could say anything right now.
sorry, why desu?
I hope that means something.
why you this?
That's the train station, I think that means.
That's handy.
Yeah.
The bullet train. Was that me like being really stereotypical?
That
Brilliant.
was good. Yeah,
Enjoy that.
Yeah, fantastic.
Come back next time with some more.
How'd you say well done?
I don't know, but I'll say Mizu Kudasai, that means water, please. I'm thirsty.
He's giving it to himself. I love that.
There you go. I love
All right,
that.
one more challenge. I'm going to take a sip out of my Scotland Tenants Cup. Thought someone was going to say something else after that. That was pure silence. Scotland. I don't know if I should volunteer this information, should I? Where I got my glass from, but I was drinking out this particular pint glass. Not your pub, don't worry. I was drinking out this particular glass when Scott McTominay scored against Switzerland. So it's sort of the German with tens class, isn't it? And it had to come back with me for good luck. So
Yeah, that's a beauty.
I tripped and it landed in my pocket, and then I got home and I was like, "What the heck? How did I get there?" That's it. Right.
Yeah, it's a beauty.
Thank you to that particular Green King pub that I stole my glass from. Right, guys, one more challenge. We're going away from Scotland.
Nice.
Well, we're staying in Scotland, but we're going away from Scotland national team for this final one. We're going to be doing a tier list. It's been a while since we've done a tier list. Jack, do you know how a tier list works?
I do know. I know yesterday I texted you confused, but I do know now.
Brilliant. I was going to get Fraser to explain it. Fraser, for the people watching at home, a tier list.
We're going to rank from A to F. What's that?
No.
No, I know. Don't get me.
All right, that's me too.
Come on. It's, you get your grades A through to F.
You do.
And we're going to grade everyone, these brothers, from A to F. However.
Whoa.
That's key.
Twist.
However.
Is there a need here? That's my first question.
No, actually, there's not. So we replaced the E with the ace. The ace of the pack,
The
the
ace.
S tier, the God tier.
Yeah.
So I'll put that at the top. So S, A, B, C, D, F. We weren't very good in primary one. We've never properly learnt the alphabet since. So that's why we've ended up with this. But that's how we're going to do it. S tier, A, B, C, D, F.
No, S being the best.
S.
No.
Yes.
I've got no clue why this is a thing. It's just how people do it.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I've never questioned it.
Superior.
I don't tend to question things in life.
Could be. Yeah.
I've looked out before, and I don't think anyone knows the origins of it, but it's just how social media works, isn't it?
I've never even thought to question it, which is
I
terrible.
know.
But I love it. Right, today we are ranking brothers that have played in Scottish football.
Yes.
I don't know. There's a reason why we're doing brothers. The idea sort of just came
None of us have
a stroke of genius.
brothers, but
No. Yeah.
We've got each other.
Exactly.
The three of
I
us.
was hoping someone would come.
Brothers
up
in multimedia journalism.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There we
Joga
have it.
Bonito. Right. So we're going to do a tier list of brothers to play in Scottish football.
Let's do it.
Yeah, all right, that's what it is. It's a tier list of brothers playing Scottish football, starting off with John and Harry Suter.
We have gone Callum A tier.
Yep, A tier for the two of them. Both of them play at a very high level.
Yeah, I think especially John Suter, captain captain of Rangers this season, captain of Scotland, big games in Europe as well. Just a old school physical defender. He's a quality, and then I think A tier's very fair.
Yeah. Harry Suter lighting up the World Cup as well with his performances against Leo Messi.
One Australian, one Scottish. That's a bit suspicious, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a wee bit different.
I know.
Yeah,
What's going on there?
No.
It's funny. It's on brand for the Aussies to have a few Scottish accents, and it's on brand for the Scots to have a few Aussie accents. So
Exactly.
it's
Well,
a
I
nice
don't know.
partnership
Yeah.
we've got.
I don't know how this
Two
qualification works. All I say is Harry Suter looks a little bit like the Australian milkman that used to come around. All right. No, I think it's a Scottish granny or something, isn't it? An Australian granny.
nations. Aussie granny.
That's
yeah,
what Craig Levine warned the Scottish press once when John Suter was playing for Hearts. He said, "I warn you, John Suter's got an Australian granny." Didn't listen when it came to Harry. I don't know which one's the Harry. Well, maybe the better of the two. Maybe he was at one point, but
Money wise, it's Harry because he went for
Yeah.
15 mil to
Aye.
Leicester, but I don't know. Maybe Suter now he's playing more consistently at a higher level
Yeah.
than Harry. But Harry did it at the World Cup, so yeah, it's interesting that debate. Actually, we should put each of them into.
I know. Yeah.
that's a different debate. All right,
But yeah, A tier.
Up next, we've got Louis and Jackson Longridge.
C tier.
Yeah, I'll go for that. I'll agree with that. Yeah, proper championship football players. These guys are. Jackson Longridge also did it in the Premiership, as did Louis at one point as well. But Jackson Longridge, been very good for Morton this season, and Louis Longridge, respectable championship career, Queen's Park, solid week in, week out.
Yeah, no, exactly. Two very good players and well deserving of C tier.
Yeah, but two different
Exactly.
players as well. One's playing centre back, one's playing left wing. What do you make of that?
Well, exactly. Yeah, but very different to some other brothers in this, where they like
Yeah,
to copy each
I was
other.
gonna say, Well,
Yeah.
we've got one sort of different nationality. That's very different, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, we won't have Chris Hamilton and Jack Hamilton coming up on this list. That's my favourite one. Goalkeeper and defender. That's a huge change, but
Nice.
Yeah, that's a weird one. You'd expect it to be goalkeeper and striker.
yeah.
Striker being the older brother, just saying to the
Getting goals, aye.
getting goals, mate. But
Aye.
the two of them were just
Or even
Maybe
just
it was
both of
their
them
dad that
goalkeepers.
was
you know, like-
firing balls in.
In a very weird way as well. Louis Longridge was a flying winger. Jackson Longridge was a flying left wing back. Louis Longridge has been filling in the centre mid this year. Jackson Longridge has been filling in the centre back this year. They've both made that step in field as the career's gone on. And Jackson Longridge has a grey head of hair.
And a wee moustache as well.
Yeah, he makes it in C-tier. Two very good championship football players.
Yeah.
Up next, we've got Jay and Rico Katongo. Where are you going for this, Fraser?
S tier. No. You guys wouldn't let me.
I wasn't.
D tier.
D-tier fit for these two in there, yeah. We're looking at a couple of lower league players in here. I mean, for a while, Jay Katongo was ripping it up. Do you remember him and Morton in his pomp?
I do,
Yeah.
aye. Some player.
Pace merchant.
X Factor.
Loved flopping over sometimes, but he had a goal in him. Rico, he's played around. Rico loves the TikTok.
Yeah.
But
So do we.
good players, but there's some serious quality on this list.
Aye.
But shout out for the main list. Farvel's a good player as well.
Exactly.
Had a trial at Clyde too, didn't he?
He's back at Clyde again, Rico. So
Yep.
maybe he could build his way back up higher up this list. You never know. Right. Up next, we've got John, Paul, and Ringo. No, sorry. We've got John, Paul, and Stephen McGinn.
It's got to be S tier, Callum.
That's.
That's just the obvious one, isn't it?
I mean, John McGinn's a bit of heavy lifting here
He is.
for the boys.
Yeah.
I
I
know.
think John McGinn is. But, you know, Paul was capped with Scotland as well.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
So,
Played at a good level in Scotland, both of them as well.
Yeah.
St Mirren, Hibs. You know, Aston Villa captain, Champions League. You know, scored how many goals for Scotland now? Over. How many? 18. Yeah, he scored a lot of goals. From midfield too. That one against Austria for a kick. I know he is carrying it, as you say, but what a player he is.
yeah, what a player. But, yeah, it's difficult. But I think, the three of them together and they just take them into the S tier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the fact you've got three sons that have all played at a level, that's impressive if you're their parents.
Aye.
Mr. McGinn must be a proud man. And Mrs. McGinn.
Well, exactly. But, yeah, I'm sure both of them are.
Yeah, and these boys have their fingerprints all over St Mirren.
They do, yeah.
They do, all over the place. Right, up next. Right, I forgot his name again. I don't want to butcher his name again. We've got Teti Yengi and his brother
Cassini.
Cassini. Teti and Cassini Yengi.
Let me just check.
Do you want me to see the team he's checking?
Cassini and yeah.
Just Cassini. Oh, Teti and Cassini Yengi. Where are they going?
It's got to be F tier.
I think they're setting the bar.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I mean, both of them just doesn't have much. Well,
Teti's had his moments. Teti's
yeah.
had his moments.
yeah.
So you with that noise.
Oh,
The window's nearly cracked there. A dog just barked back at Callum there. But yeah, sorry, Callum.
Yeah, sorry, Cam.
Teti Yengi's had his moments, but not enough.
Yeah.
Bit of brotherly love, these two though. They came out to defend. Well, Teti came out to defend the Cassini, didn't they? Did you see that?
I didn't actually know.
Oh, he did an interview where he said, he's all right. Promise.
Just alright, aye.
But yeah, he's not really proved it on the pitch just yet.
I mean, you've seen some of the misses, and yeah, I was just. I mean, I think I'm not saying I could do it, but yeah, I mean, you should be burying them. That's history.
Big lads,
Huge lads.
handsome lads.
Yeah. That's all that matters, really.
Yeah.
It does.
Just need a few goals.
Exactly, and then you can boost your way up.
Pump their way up this list. Right.
They can do that if they want. I would recommend scoring goals first.
You've been on bad behaviour. You've killed Jack over there, right? Jack's dying because he hated that one so much. Up next, Chris and Nikki Cadden.
B tier.
Right. We're going B tier for them.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Two very good, solid players. They're not quite at the upper echelons with some of these other brothers.
Both
but
had brilliant seasons last year.
good seasons, playing in a good Hibs team. Very just good players.
They're teetering on the edge towards A, but just don't have that oomph just to get it there. I mean, they've had great careers, but last season especially, it's just as Freddie said, just sort of caught the eye, especially, and but no more.
The Caddens don't have the oomph.
Yeah,
You heard it here first. They need more oomph.
yeah.
Win as a trophy in the Scottish Cup for Hibs, and you can move up, boys.
It is pretty cool that they play for the same team, bombing up the wings though.
Yeah.
Would have got bonus points for me, but we'll go for B tier. All right. Up next, we are going to go for James and Alan Forrest. What are we going for these? Who's revealing it?
Well, I don't know if I agree with this, but
Where are they for now?
A tier.
Right, you pushing for S tier.
I would push for S tier.
I'm pushing for S
Just
tier.
when we argued for the McGinns, just thinking about James Forrest,
The most
his career,
decorated Celtic player of all time.
and Alan Forrest has had arguably a better career than the other McGinns. So I think if they are an S tier, the Forrests are an S tier.
Do you think the other Alan Forrest? You think the other Alan Forrest? Alan Forrest has had a better career, do you think?
I do than the other.
He scored in that European group stage for Hearts.
You've got Scotland international, St Mirren captain, and you've got Alan Forrest.
We're not disputing that McGinnis are not in S tier, but I just
Scotland
think
international is
you just see some of the
fact.
big moments from both of them.
it's a fact. In the same way that Alan Forrest scoring in Europe is a fact.
Right, how do they get ahead of the suitors though?
They're just
Because Alan Forrest is not getting any near one of the suitors.
But again,
fair
you just,
point.
but I know,
It's a
but
fair
then you
point.
see,
But then James
Forrest
elevates.
isn't.
Oh, come on, he's
to
most-
a level that drags it above.
no,
John
but
Suter.
he's
Or
only the
has to.
third Celtic player to get 100 goals and 100 assists for the club's big goals in Europe, 16 seasons in a row, scoring, 25 plus. I don't know if he's got more now. He's got certainly, I think, 25 trophies, maybe even more. Oh, I know I'm not disputing Alan's Forrest, but I mean, I think just both of them could easily be S tier alongside the McGinns.
I just think James Forrest's quality, his longevity, his ability, his X factor, his trophy haul.
Modern day legend.
Yeah.
Right, so we're saying James Forrest. He's putting Alan on his back
He's got it oomph.
and he's trudging up the West here.
Oh, poor John McGinn's really doing heavy lifting. He's got one brother on each shoulder.
And John McGinn lives on top of the mountain, right? He doesn't need to climb the mountain. He's already up there, right? So, double S tier, Forrest and McGinn. Going for it.
Yeah.
I'm happy with
Going
that.
for it. We're going for it then.
Yep.
Right, up next we have got, my handwriting's so bad, Ethan and Seb Ross.
S tier. I'm joking. Sorry.
That's the second time you made that
No,
joke.
no.
Where do you want to put Ethan and Seb Ross?
D tier.
Yeah.
Going for D tier for them? I think Ethan Ross possibly a cut above, I'd say he's a cut above both the Longridges.
Yeah, I mean, arguable, but I mean, he's playing the Premiership now for Falkirk too. But don't know. I think yeah, again, you could make the argument, but I think D tier is. I don't think it's outlandish to say that.
I don't think there's anyone else on this list where both brothers won league titles last season.
That's, well, yeah. So
true.
did that take them from F to D? I'm joking. No, they're both good players, and Ethan Ross has got a bit of X factor, playing in a very good John McGlynn team, and Seb Ross did very well to win the league last season, doing well for Peterhead. So rightfully, I think at D.
I think they could climb into C.
Yeah.
I think Ethan Ross, unlucky he's got injured this
That's
season.
the
Yeah.
I'd love to see Ethan Ross play in the Premiership this year, but yeah, he was playing in the Premiership. It's not his fault he got injured, but
Yeah.
maybe, you know what, by the end of the season, they're probably at least C tier.
Yeah.
I think they will be. Cool. Move on to our next player. Then we've got Graham and Andrew Shinney. Our final players on this list, right?
Yep. Sorry, just started at the moment. B tier, Callum.
We're going to beat the Shinneys.
Yeah, yes.
B tier.
Same as the Caddens. So I'd say Graham Shinney possibly out of the 4 players in that tier now. Graham's probably got a bit more pedigree.
I think so. I
Was it
think
great?
like what he's done at Aberdeen and then going down south too, managing to do it at a good level there too. But he's so influential to that Aberdeen team. From all the managers he's been under, just a great, either from wherever he plays in centre midfield to left back, he just does it all, gets his head on, solid. And him last season was Hilton Nielsen. I know, dodgy end, but the two of them at the start were just so crucial to the Aberdeen team in their unbeaten start.
Scottish Cup winner, Scottish internationalist. Can't complain about that. Eh?
Oh, just about, yeah. just about Scotland international, yeah. Andrew Shinney. Loves rattling a goal.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
He does. Good player. Obviously, maybe not quite hit the heights of his brother, but very, very cultured footballer.
Cultured football player.
I could quote that.
Right, so that finishes off our list.
That does, yeah.
Do you want to read it out, Fraser?
Lovely. We have the McGinns in S tier. Or should I go from F up?
Start at S for anyone listening, just to get a little
S.
recap to finish this episode off.
So at S tier, we've got the McGinns and the Forrests.
Who's in
At A
first?
tier, we've got the Souters. B tier, we've got the Caddens and the Shinnies. C tier, we've got the Longridges. D tier, we've got the Katongos and the Rosses. And in F tier, we've got the Yankees.
Brilliant list. Sorry to any brothers watching this, hoping to be on the list. We've got a long list of brothers that didn't make the cut for our selection. We can come back into part 2. We've got Liam and Sean Kelly. Of course we do.
Robbed.
We've got Liam and Ewan Henderson.
Robbed.
Callum and Connor Smith. I'm a big Callum Smith
Robbed.
fan. You know that. Right. And that's actually all of them. Oh,
The Hamiltons.
Well, Hunters.
well, I mentioned them, but that's all the ones on the list of ones we were going to maybe do.
I've got more in the back.
We've got more in the bank. Obviously, Barry and Derek as well.
Yeah.
We would have been too biased.
Exactly.
Derek, a good friend of the podcast these days.
Yes.
Very good friend, yeah.
Right, boys, that brings episode 31 to a wrap. Score predictions for Greece.
2-1 Scotland. Seriously.
Hope so.
Seriously, I do think we're coming into a bit of form, and Steve Clark has the players to do it. With Ben Doak on the wings and a very, very strong spine to the team midfield, and a good winning formula from the last camp. I think we'll just edge it.
I'll say 1-0 Scotland. I don't think it'll be. I think it'll be quite tetchy, quite a tough game. I think Greece are more than capable of getting a goal if they wanted to, but I think priority will just be keeping it, very rigid. And I think we are capable of going there and scoring. But I just think it'll be a fair more reserved performance. But I do think we can win, and we'll win.
You?
Me? I want to see Scotland win. I'm going to say 1-0.
1-0.
I don't like going in predicting a win, but I'm going to say that I think it's going to be kind of game you might watch and you'll be like, oh, I need to push on and win it. And then later on you'll be like, you know what, actually, let's not lose this game. I might have that feel to it. You never know. I see that for Scotland quite a bit. I think it's going to be tight after what happened last time. Scotland won't come out. And they didn't disrespect Greece last time, but I think they'll probably respect them a bit more this time, if you know what I mean.
I think it was clear to see where the issues were in the Nations League playoff.
Yeah.
And I think this time we've got the tools. We've got Aaron Hickey back, who we superbly missed in that game, and Bedell back as well. They're the two key areas of the pitch, I think, where we can nullify the players like Kretsas. I do think Greece have got serious firepower. They got absolutely humbled by Denmark, so they'll be smarting, but it just shows you that they're not as good. I think that 3-0 victory, they were very, very good against us, but I think Scotland made them look. Steve Clark set up for them to have a field day. I don't think they will do this time. We've got the players to hurt them, and it will be tight, and I expect that Greece will probably get in the score sheet, but I think we'll have enough. Aaron Hickey in the 90th minute, ball from the edge of the box.
I would go crazy if I saw that. So Fraser, you're hoping to be there?
Hoping to be there, yeah.
Go for a pint beforehand?
Of course, and Beechwood.
Beechwood, if you see me and Fraser in the Beechwood, please leave us alone. We're very shy.
Yeah. Exactly. Please don't slag us off.
Yeah, please don't come off.
I was getting some abuse in the toilet the other night in town.
What type?
For my
You okay? I mean,
for my podcasting.
oh, right. Okay.
There was a Kelly fan.
Was
there?
I said a slur in jest. Not a slur.
Achilles slur?
Yeah.
Dirty.
No, I didn't say that. I would never say that. Tongue was firmly in cheek. I didn't mean it. No, he took it really well. It was a lovely guy actually, but he said, "You're that Air fan." I think I could be making this up now. But
I don't know. You're looking in the mirror. There you. Stop looking. Stop staring at me.
I don't know what was said, but no, there was a guy who recognised me from the podcast and said, "Are you the guy that does it?" And I said, "Yes, I am." And he said he was a Kelly fan.
He didn't recognise me.
Well, you weren't hanging about the toilet.
Oh, yeah. He's just hanging about.
I'm joking, but I did. I went in to get him when we were leaving.
Oh, okay.
And
I don't remember how I got
he was
home.
he was still in the toilet. Well, he wasn't still in the toilet. He was also in the toilet again. I think he must have. We were in sync.
Was it the toilet guy?
No, it wasn't. So if you're watching, apologies for what I said. It was just a joke. I don't believe that.
Last question is going to be favourite ever player that's Scottish. Just give me this quickly. Doesn't not to do with the national team. Scott Brown, of course.
Shankland.
Nah, it's got to be Louis Vaughan. Right.
Who says we're biased?
Put all of them in the team. Well,
Bias-
should be biased.
bias
A question like that should be full of bias. I'm not going to say like Craig Wyan or something. I don't know. Anyway, right. Put them in the Scotland team. We'd have a fantastic chance next week, I reckon. What a combination that would be.
Yeah,
think so,
Shankland. Yeah.
Vaughan, Scott Brown, bang,
Yeah.
bang, bang.
Yeah.
Anyway,
The Wraith.
it is great. Yeah,
captain.
it's great when your
yeah,
favourite
yeah,
players
yeah.
is the Road Rovers captain.
Yeah.
I love that. So, anyway, one other message we got in the pub the other night. guys chatting to us. Sees the Dylan Easton stuff. He wanted to record a message to send to Dylan Easton because he was like, oh, yeah, like, have us a contact then, because he did the podcast. I was like, yeah, we could contact Dylan Easton. Just like, send him this video. He recorded it. Like, wouldn't leave it alone. I didn't send it to Dylan Easton. I wasn't going to, bother him on a Saturday night with a video of a wee guy saying some foul things to Dylan Easton. So I didn't send it to him. But next week, go and enjoy the game. But don't be like that guy. All right? Don't be mean.
Like the fans at Bethpage and Rory McIlroy.
Exactly. Because you know what Rory McIlroy would tell them? To be quiet.
Yes,
He would tell them to be quiet.
Yeah, Shane Lowry and Rory McIlroy would say, hush.
But make a record for the Scotland, of course.
Yeah. No, he was a lovely guy.
He was a nice guy, yeah.
He did. It was a barrage.
It was.
And we're very protective
Nice guy.
of Dylan now.
Had some friendly friends as well. Friendly people. But part of this are fans. Yeah, everyone's obviously got that.
Yeah,
I don't remember any of this.
Yeah, well,
We'll fill you in after this. Anyway.
when you bring your old dad to the pub,
Was I there? I think that was when you were sleeping, actually, somewhere.
Oh, right, cool.
Yeah. They took him behind the bar, so they'd pick him up at the end of the night. Right, Scotland next week. We'll be back to it. We're back next week. Another episode of Joga Bonito in the books.
Exactly, yeah. It's a bumper one this week.
Jack, thanks for coming on again.
Thanks for having me again.
Hope we haven't bored you since it's 11:30 at night we finished this podcast, so you need to get to your bed, big man.
No, I need to do Duolingo, mate.
Oh, it needs to Duolingo, yeah.
And in bed, I.
Konnichiwa.
Can you learn how to say subscribe to Joga Bonito in Japanese?
No, if I can just go, Johnny. That means goodbye.
Oh, screw you. Yeah, Johnny.
Yeah.
Johnny.
Yeah.
Johnny. Final word though goes to Fraser Gordon. Of course it does.
Joga Bonito is finito.